episode 522 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for April 25th, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's been going on, Dominic?
Not much, man. I mean, we're just baseball season. We're almost done with like the first month. About to go into this next month. I know NFL had the draft is going on as we speak. I don't know none of the players, but I just hope the players that we picked up actually are good and do something for our team. And the players that the other teams got does horrible for them. So it'll be easy for us. But other than that, man, I like in sports because I'm not watching basketball playoffs, so I don't know what's going on there. I think the Lakers are doing really good though. So
I just saw a clip of LeBron hitting a game-winning three-pointer, and then him passing to his son. So things are going great for them, I guess.
Hey, time out. The Rats not even playing on the Houston. Why is that game even coming down to like a game winner? I thought they would blow them out.
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
it went into overtime apparently.
So I did see like a joke tweet. Someone was because this is guy I follow who's he loves LeBron, but he hates like Jordan or Steph Curry or something. So he was like, look how many 3-pointers LeBron had in the playoffs, like 7. Then it says LeBron James 1. This is Steph Curry 0. And I was like, oh, it must mean like his son. His son must have scored a 3. Yeah. Okay, like good for them. And I'm glad I'm not watching because I don't have to see none of that stuff.
I'm gonna start sending you the best clips that I come across.
I don't want to see the Lakers.
I'm gonna start following the Lakers subreddit.
In my lifetime, Lakers have won the most. I don't need to see them again. I don't need to see them keep winning. So what else is there? I know my O's are doing better. They are at 500, they're at 500 now. Well, might be going a game below 500
after today.
Yeah, because after they blew up the team, then they getting blown out. But I haven't checked recently. I hope like magically they have gotten like made it 7-7. But they're down 7-7. So yeah, but the O's overall, like the bats are definitely have been better since the earlier part of the season, and the pitching. It looks like that's what's going to be the problem, which is what people always thought. What people thought last year, which it wasn't. I mean, actually, the pitching wasn't as bad as the bats, though. Like the bats were horrible. It was just like, so the bats and defense was horrible. This time, it's like the bats are good. Defense is still not great, but the starting pitching, man, it's definitely not good. Like our ace, Trevor Rogers, like, I mean, I can remember the last 3 starts; they haven't been good. And like, that's not good because I was like, oh, he's the best pitcher, and the guy who's been doing pretty good, Ding Kramer, who's been doing pretty good, but then he got injured. I don't know how he didn't get injured during the game. I mean, if he got injured during the game, he didn't know, I guess, but something like something happened while I don't know, I guess maybe practice, I don't know, but it's just something was wrong, and like he's on the I don't know if he's on injury reserve or anything, but I know that he's injured, so I was like, oh, that sucks after he had a actually pretty good game. So yeah, man, it's like darn, if starting pitchers gonna be like this, I'm like, we're not going anywhere. I just gotta hope that we just get a lot of runs, and like that'll just be just like what it was back in the 2010s. Like we were good offensively, but we were great defensively though. Like we were also great defensively. Like we were always top of the league around defense. But our starting pitcher was bad. But we had a great bullpen. So that's why we were able to win games. Like we could put up runs and then our bullpen will hold it down. So we either keep a lead or come back. And so far, the bullpen has kind of done that was around that time. But it's too early for me to say like, oh, yeah, this could be the same as it was back in the 2010s. It's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the bullpen pitchers were better then, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see with these guys. But I started pitching, man. Like, man, I was really hoping like somebody would come up and just like really be like, oh, they're really good. They're trying to be really good, like an ace. And I didn't expect Trevor Rogers to go as bad as he is now. Like, man, he's given up like a lot of runs compared to he did last year, and it's like, man, like he only went like 2 innings this game. Well, no, not even full 2 innings because he ain't finished. So it's like this is horrible. It's like, damn, like you're supposed to be our best pitcher, and I hope what was wrong, he gets it right. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But luckily, the rest of the league is all bunched up right now. I mean, early in the league, like even the Dodgers, they kind of fell down. I think at one point they were just tied for first, and now they lost yesterday to the Cubs. So I don't know where they are because it all depends what the Padres done. The Padres won; they're in first place in their division, and there's quite a few teams that haven't lost 10 games yet. Like the Yankees haven't lost 10 games. As of this podcast, there's some other teams. There's a couple other teams that's kind of like around 9 losses, and I think the best is 8 losses. Maybe it all depends if the Padres won. If the Padres lost, they have 9 losses. But yeah, there's only a few teams that has it. Yeah, it's below 10, but everybody's kind of around the same. Like, yeah, there's just probably a couple teams that look really bad now, but it's not to the point where you think it's over. I mean, unless you know the team, unless you know, because I don't know who's the players on the team. Like record wise, it looks like, hey, if you're going on like a winning streak, you're back in it. So yeah, it's still early. But the O's are definitely doing better than what they did last year. Right as of right now, they're better than that. But May was a horrible month last year for the Orioles. So hopefully, I think they only won like what 9 games, I think, in May or something. It was something ridiculously bad, and hopefully, hey, they don't do that. They won't go that bad again. Yeah, man, that's all I've been really paying attention to is baseball. So, I know wrestling. You had a WrestleMania, man, last weekend. So what happened?
I had a WrestleMania, all right. The first night was basically horrible. It was not good. I was coming out of that very disappointed and very
the only
down
thing
on
I
the whole
seen,
thing.
I saw a women's match with what's her name? She won the title.
Liv Morgan and
I saw
Stephanie
Liv Morgan match.
Yeah.
And then I saw the black woman come out and show that she's pregnant. That's all I saw.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was night
name?
2 with Bianca Belair. Yeah.
That was night 2? Oh, okay. Well,
that was
my
night
fault
2.
then. I got it. Okay.
Unless the women's title that you saw was it Rhea Ripley? Was she tatted up?
No. It was
okay.
It was
then the first night, Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah, that I think I even talked about it was kind of the match I was looking kind of most forward to was Stephanie Becker versus Liv Morgan. That ended up being the shortest match of all of the 2 nights of WrestleMania. They did not give them much time at all, and they didn't really do anything with it.
Oh, so that's why I was able to watch all of it.
Yeah, there are allegedly some reports that they were both working through some injuries. Liv Morgan got a gnarly bump on her head like a couple weeks ago, and most likely got concussed when Stephanie Becker threw her into Roxanne Perez. It seemed like they both got like legitimately, knocked out. But yeah, and both of these nights were plagued with I guess as being part of being on like ESPN proper for the first hour. It was just basically like commercial after commercial after commercial. Like I think
shit
the
on
stat
Netflix,
I
man.
saw.
Hulk Hogan
yeah,
thing was like they said they had more time than the matches or something like that.
Yeah, I saw a stat basically that between the 2 nights there was I can't remember what it was, but it was a relatively low number of wrestling for the biggest wrestling pay-per-view. it was really kind of crazy. In the moment, it didn't really necessarily bother me because I was kind of doing other stuff, making dinner and whatnot while I was watching it. But yeah, when you get the numbers and the figures in front of you and you realize like, oh yeah, that's why this match didn't feel quite right. It's because they didn't. A normal pay-per-view match is somewhere between like 12 to 20 minutes, depending on who it is, and we're talking in the like high end is like 15 minutes and low end is like 5 to 7 minutes. It's like, yeah, they're not giving them the time to showcase the wrestling. Yeah, so like that first night, Gunther versus Seth Rollins was all right. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch was fine. The women's tag team match, that kind of got the biggest like exciting moment because Nikki Bella is still hurt. There were a lot of rumors going into this that they weren't sure if the Bellas were going to be in the match and maybe they'd be replaced by Asuka and Kairi Sane. But what ended up actually happening was Nikki came out with Brie and announced that she was not cleared to wrestle, but she had someone to wrestle for her. And Paige is actually back in WWE. She had done kind of a stint in AEW as Saraya, her real name. But yeah, after many years and
Wow.
a
Yeah.
very bad neck, and potentially never being cleared by WWE, she even did the WWE talk show at one point when they had that alongside CM Punk, and then she was the manager for a little bit and did a good job with that. But it seemed like she was never going to be able to wrestle again, and now she's done seemingly what needed to be done. And it's kind of crazy to live in this day and age where like there are these people who had career-ending injuries. A guy like Edge had similar neck issues where it was like, yeah, the doctor's telling him don't even get on a plane because even the jostling from like turbulence could effectively kill him. His
God,
neck
that
was
that
in
is
such a bad state.
yeah, that is horrible.
And now he's back wrestling again. So it's a miracle of modern medicine, I guess, basically. So that was an exciting moment to see Paige back. Paige very much feels like she was the best women's wrestler at a time where that wasn't a very high bar. And unfortunately, like in this day and age, she's been surpassed pretty far by the main four in WWE, Becky Lynch and Charlotte and Bailey and Sasha now being Mercedes Moné in AEW. But again, AEW is kind of a wrestling first, that's the focus in AEW over the promos and the talking and the stuff. It's always about the in-ring, and Paige just wasn't quite up to snuff. And especially because, she came off of a very long period of not wrestling and being concerned about her neck. I think she tried to wrestle a lot safer. Um, so it just wasn't advantageous for her. But I think putting her in a position in WWE where she can wrestle, but she can have maybe like a a lighter match, something that's not going to be as an intense, but also do the promo stuff, which I think she does a decent job at. I think this is a good spot for her, especially if I don't think long term they're going to have her with Brie Bella. But I think if you do end up putting her in a tag team, that also lightens the work a little bit too. Um, so yeah, the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes match, that was an absolute disaster. It was slow, it was boring. Pat McAfee's involvement in it, while some of it was entertaining, he basically got written out of the match at the very beginning by rapper slash country star Jelly Roll,
Oh man,
who has been
he
involved.
was doing WWE, and now he's doing like the draft.
Yeah. Um,
His
it sounds
man
like
is busy.
the TKO is trying to put everything behind him to to make him a big crossover star. Like I would not be surprised if they end up trying to force him into movies or something like that. But they basically wrote him off, but then eventually he did come down dressed as a referee after a ref bump. But he came out with the neck brace, which like that's just a funny thing. And then Randy Orton ends up RKOing him because he didn't count to 3, even though Cody kicked out. So like if he's a good ref, then he wouldn't. But obviously he's supposed to be a biased ref in Orton's favor. So like why wouldn't he just count the 3? None of it made sense, and it was just silly. And then Cody wins, but then Randy Orton beats him up afterwards. It's like, well, it didn't make any sense. And the whole match, like Randy Orton was also wrestling kind of like he was a babyface. Like he was wrestling like he was the underdog, and he was injured, and Cody was taking the shortcuts, which like you could make the story that like, yeah, he previously wouldn't have, but he's learned from his mentor, Randy Orton. But they never made that story. They made the story that Pat McAfee told Randy Orton to be a bad guy. And it's just been bad. Yeah. So after that, I was like, oh man, like I thought this was going to be like decent on paper at least. And then it turned out to not be at all. Night 2 was a lot more entertaining. They started that out with Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, which was on the kind of like ESPN for free live show, or not live show, pre-show basically. And Obafemi won. You know, he wasn't like dominant necessarily, but he looked very strong, and he beat Brock Lesnar.
Obafemi? Is that the big black guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's coming off of being like champion for a long time in NXT.
Yeah.
So they're calling him up and pushing him really hard. And after that, Brock Lesnar took off his gloves, he took off his boots, he was showing emotion. It seems like he is retired. Now, a lot of people speculated that he was going to be fed to Gunther because Gunther has been the guy that retires the old guys, and SummerSlam is coming up in Minnesota, which is where Brock Lesnar's from. So it all seemed like the pieces had fallen together, but at the same time, this seemed pretty definitive. You can absolutely get to a story where, you know, Gunther fought Seth Rollins as a favor to Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman owes him a favor, and Gunther's going to ask him to like convince Brock to come back. But honestly, like that was a nice moment for Brock. And I've talked about it before. I don't need to see Brock on my TV anymore. I don't really care about him. And this seemed like a fine moment for him. Like it seemed like the best you could ask for out of a retirement, especially kind of like a shock surprise retirement. The crowd was going crazy for him. He was showing emotion. He was putting on the best performance he's put on in a very long time, like acting wise. So like take that as a win, move on, you know, let him go back to his ranch and shoot deers or whatever he does. They had a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, which Penta retained. That was pretty good. It was short though for what these matches usually are. It only went 15 minutes. There were some fun spots, but nothing like too crazy. Trick Williams beat Sami Zayn. Trick looked like $1 million here. It was a 7-minute match though. Like this is a match that would get 12 plus minutes typically. But Trick Williams is the US champion. That's perfect. They're doing a great job booking him right now, calling him up from NXT, making him look like a star. Lil Yachty's there for some reason. Whatever. They got to have celebrities around, I guess. At least Lil Yachty seems interested in actually being there. And isn't, so far at least, isn't really wrestling. He's taking a couple bumps here and there. But he's not, you know, tagging with Trick just yet, at least. He's just kind of the mouthpiece, and that's perfect. Even though Trick doesn't really need somebody to talk for him, he does plenty fine. Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Finn Balor's finally returning as the Demon after like 3 years. That's where he paints himself up and looks all crazy. They maybe went a little over the top with that stuff. Like, I was happy to see Finn Balor win. I was glad to see the Demon return, but he was very much like in blah blah, like this is a different persona, the Demon. It's not just cool Finn Balor painting himself because it's a big match and he's gonna look cool. So it felt very over the top. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. Probably Jade Cargill's best match. The finishing sequence was really well done, like the way she got Rhea Ripley up for Jaded, but Rhea Ripley like slips through her legs while holding on to her arms, so she sets her up perfectly for Rhea Ripley's finish, Riptide. Like it was very good. And then Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Very good match. This the longest match, not surprising to anyone. Roman matches always go super long. This was over 30 minutes. But Roman beat CM Punk pretty much clean. And the story was basically like CM Punk's an old man now. He gave him everything he could, and Roman was giving him everything he could, and they both kept getting up until CM Punk couldn't anymore because he's an old man. So Roman Reigns beat him, and we'll see where that goes. It sounds like Roman is actually going to stick around through the summer. So he's not going to be super part-time. That'll be interesting for them. And it seems like they might be going straight to Roman versus Obafemi. I mean, not straight to, because that's not where it's going right now. Right now, it actually seems like it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu, who is part of the, Samoan conglomerate, basically. So it seems like that could be pretty cool because they're kind of rerunning the bloodline stuff. Like the Usos seem to be cool with Roman, but Roman's kind of a face right now, so it's not, he's not just being oppressive and rude to everybody. And Jacob seems like he's like, I like that idea, but I want to be the guy. I want to be the one getting all the, the money and the being able to send my kids to private school and getting all the lobster dinners and all that stuff. So I'm interested to see how that actually plays out, whether I would assume they end up doing the match because Roman's kind of like, think about it. Like, yeah, you can come in and join us. You don't need to be fighting me. But I could see very much where Roman beats him and then, he kind of falls in line maybe a little bit. But after that, it seems like, in the long run, and by long run, I mean by like the end of summer at SummerSlam, we could see like Obafemi versus Roman Reigns, with Obafemi possibly taking the title off of him. And that would be a good direction, I think, for WWE to establish these younger guys that they're calling up from NXT as serious stars. They fumbled a lot of the ones that they called up more recently before this latest slew of them. A guy like Carmelo Hayes who in NXT was very much on Trick's level. He was Trick's mentor, basically. Trick was the sidekick until they split. And he's basically been nothing on the main roster since they called him up. So hopefully now that they've elevated Trick, they can kind of bring him back into the fold and retell some of those past stories between them and bring Carmelo up a little more. Now, Raw and SmackDown after Mania, they're doing the whole thing. It feels like they're getting back into this very traditional cycle of, hey, we're actually going to have big call-ups after Mania. It's been announced that Joe Hendry and Ricky Starks and can't remember her name now, from NXT are coming up. Basically, JC Jane, the former NXT Women's Champion, along with her group, Fatal Influence, are coming to SmackDown. So they're bringing up a lot of people now. much is tradition with WWE and around WrestleMania season, and potentially part of, as a result of these call ups, you have to make space, right? So right before SmackDown, basically, we started seeing those news reports that we kind of always see every year, that so and so is released and so is on Twitter saying goodbye and thank you to the WWE. And you just saw more and more and more names. Now, some of them weren't shocking. I think the first one that I saw was Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross has been part of the Wyatt Six, which is Bo Dallas, who is Bray Wyatt's real life brother, basically doing a very similar kind of spooky gimmick. And he's brought these other guys in. And it's basically like kind of a tribute thing to Bray. So you saw her, which made me think, okay, maybe we're going to see all of them. And sure enough, yeah, Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, Joe Gacy, all the guys in the Wyatt Six released. Alba Fire, who has been she's been doing Secret Service for Chelsea Green, who has been doing this like presidential gimmick, basically. So Alba Fire has been part of her Secret Hervis. Not surprising, but still disappointing. Zoe Stark, who I completely forgot was even in the WWE anymore because she's been hurt for a while. But then you get into some names like Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane has been a central focus of the feud between Asuka and Io and has been Asuka's tag team partner. And it just doesn't make any sense that she was part of this storyline and now she's just going to be gone. Very good wrestler as well. I hope she shows up in AEW. Motor City Machine Guns, who are a tag team, very good wrestlers. When they left TNA, there was a good chance they were going to go to AEW. They ended up in WWE. They won the tag team championships like their first night there. And then they haven't really done anything because WWE hasn't really done anything with tag teams at all, but especially on SmackDown. So I could see them going to AEW finally. They're also veteran guys, so I don't know how much longer they're going to be doing it necessarily. I could see them transitioning into kind of backstage roles at AEW eventually. Apollo Crews, who has never really just been given much of a shot, but has always been a really good wrestler. He's struggled a little bit with the personality stuff. But most recently, he's been kind of out for injury and finally came back, but they never brought him back to like any of the main shows. He's just been on main event wrestling here and there. Santos Escobar, there was talk that he was getting released, I want to say like last year, and then they cut a deal with him, and then he came back and they didn't really do anything with him. I'm kind of glad to see him free of WWE. I hope he shows up on AEW or at least, like CMLL or something they're affiliated with. He's a fantastic wrestler. And then Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. Aleister Black is a guy that was fantastic in NXT. He's a great wrestler, has this kind of spooky character, like a cult character. Went to AEW, debuted by like kicking the head off Cody Rhodes. And we thought, okay, we're off to the races. Like they're finally going to let him do something because they never did anything with him on main roster WWE after he came out of NXT. And then it just seemed like things fell apart for him. And he never really did much in AEW. And there was a lot of talk about him like wanting his release and wanting to leave. And then there was like opposing talk about how he's got back problems, that back problem being that he doesn't want to lay down on it for 3 seconds, doesn't ever want to take a loss. So he wasn't really getting any kind of creative. You're not going to book the guy in a match if he's unwilling to lose the match, if that's what the story, needs. So it seemed like he left AEW kind of under not so good terms, basically. Ended up back in WWE. Triple H is running the show now. Triple H was booking NXT when he was the champion. Seemed like a big Triple H guy. They brought him back and basically had him and Zelina fill in the Karrion Kross, Scarlet kind of thing that they were doing, which was like cool, kind of a cult couple causing mischief, causing trouble for people. And that was kind of the extent of it. He feuded with Damian Priest for way too long, and then I don't think he's been on TV ever since, basically. There are rumors now that Aleister Black was originally the guy that was going to be on the phone with Randy Orton instead of Pat McAfee, and he was going to have kind of a big role going into WrestleMania. That seems kind of crazy if that's the case. Like, he was going to be one of your guys in the main event, or at least in some way affecting the main event. Now you're letting him go. What happened there? It just really seems wild. And now where's he going to go? Because he's seemingly burned his bridges with AEW. There's already AEW talent that is basically like, fans are tweeting like, oh, he should go to AEW, and then they're like, no thanks, we don't want him. So it doesn't sound like he's welcome back there, and that's just sad because he had so much potential that seems like it is now basically just peaked with his time in NXT, and that's really sad because that was like 8 to 10 years ago now, because I had some pictures come up on my phone from when I went to a house show for NXT where he was the champion. And it's really crazy that, we do this every year. It's not surprising. It sucks, especially when you have names that they could utilize, but we know they're never going to or aren't. And it's like, okay, well, maybe they're better off now. Like, now at least there's AEW to go to, right? So it was a lot worse. There was a worse situation before when we had these releases where these guys didn't really have options outside of maybe like TNA or going to Japan and going to New Japan if they wanted to. But now at least there is AEW, and if you haven't already jumped that ship and then jumped back and then jumped back again, you maybe have a place there. But at the end of the day, especially for these guys, like Kairi Sane, I could see absolutely come to AEW and be successful. She might run into an issue with the language barrier because they don't really have a lot of Japanese women that can't speak English. Like,
is that who was the Asian woman with who was standing up with the women's champion?
Oh, with Rhea, that's Io Sky.
Rhea?
Yeah, that's Io Sky.
No, not Rhea. Is Rhea Ripley from the first day?
No, she was on the second day.
Okay, so who was the first? The first day it was the Asian. It was two people with the runner and her husband.
And her husband,
or husband, or girl, or boyfriend.
Yeah. So, but you're talking about Liv Morgan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be Liv Morgan. That would be Dominic Mysterio, boyfriend, and then you have Raquel Rodriguez, and then the short woman is Roxanne Perez.
I thought she was Asian. She had like Asian eyes.
She's I think she's mixed with something.
Okay.
Yeah. But as far as AEW goes, like, their men's roster is so stacked right now. Like, there are people that, like, a guy like Jay White, who is injured right now and has been injured for so long that I'm starting to wonder if he too is pregnant, just like Bianca Belair, who just kept saying that her finger was messed up. He's been gone for so long, but like when he comes back, he should be at the top of the card. Like, he is one of the best wrestlers. He is a very good promo guy. But you also already have guys like Will Ospreay, Swerve, John Moxley, like all of these guys at the top of the card, and it's hard to find space and make room for all of them at the same time. And it's very easy for a fan like myself to go like, oh man, they've got all these guys and so is not getting enough time. But yeah, when you're pushed to like, well, what would you do? It's like, yeah, what would I do? Because how do I fill this? I only have this much time now, I've got so many guys. So I'm hoping we see a couple of these names show up in AEW. I think Motor City Machine Guns is kind of a lock. They could use a little bit more in their tag team division. And two guys who are veterans like that, I think, are perfect fits. I wouldn't be surprised to see a guy like Apollo Crews. I wouldn't be surprised to see him show up in Ring of Honor, honestly, which, is an AEW brand. Tony Khan owns that now. But that's really kind of where the people that don't have big names show up. And I think it would be good for Apollo Crews to potentially get a spot in there. And if he still got it, after injuries, and if he could get his character together a little more, I think he could definitely thrive there. And a guy like Santos Escobar, absolutely. He's just fantastic, and it feels like a lot of wasted potential again after his run in NXT, and then just it really feels like they don't know what to do with people once they bring them up to the main roster. I don't know if it's like they've got these big guys who were super established, like your Randy Ortons that have been around and on the main roster for 20 years, and other guys like that. And you just don't know how to slot in these new guys or what. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I've been talking for too long. So that is wrestling, Dominic.
All right. So the Orioles are losing 12-1 now.
12, Jesus.
Yeah, man. It's like after you beat them 10-3 yesterday, then you come out this. It's like, there, man, whatever. It's like whatever. So we're both just gonna suck one game. I guess tomorrow will be like, okay, what's gonna happen tomorrow? Like,
it's just gonna go into extra innings because it's gonna be a tie at like 2-2, and they're gonna go like 5 extra innings afterwards.
Because it's like, darn, like you saved, like now they've all the bullpen. Like, here's the thing: you made them use their bullpen all yesterday. So it's like, come on, man, we got to take advantage of this. Nope. Now you let them rest. So it's like, oh, good. Like, we can rest this game and be good for the third game. And now we used our bullpen. All right. Yep. So, where I'm at here, let me get back to that web page. Here we are. All right. So now we go to what we've been watching. So I started off actually, I've been watching this. I forgot to talk about it. I started probably early March. For All Mankind, only watched like 4 episodes.
Okay.
Of it. Mm-hmm. It has like maybe 4 seasons or 5 seasons or whatever. So I just started the first season of it. It's a show on Apple Plus, and because I was looking for something good to watch, and I was like, oh, let me see what this is. Like something to do with space. And it's like an alternate reality where we weren't the first. The Russians beat us to the moon. Like, we went the first to the moon. I like how it starts off. It starts off like I was actually starting the show. I didn't know what this was about. I knew it was about space. So when I'm seeing like the beginning, I'm just thinking they do the moon landing, but then you see hear the man talking Russian, like the cosmonaut or whatever. Then they said we gotta get a translator, and then it's like, oh, then I go look up to see what the hell is this about, and then I was like, oh, this is if the Russians had landed on the moon first. So it's like a space race, and like with the Russians and everything, the Cold War stuff. And it seems like it's going to get to the point where like military stuff gets up there now. Like, so the Russians fighting the U.S. and things of that nature. But this is the early beginnings of it. This is all like the guys like first get into space, all the side stuff. And so I was like, oh yeah, I like this. Like when it gets to other stuff, I wonder if I'm gonna like it because like that's the thing. Because I actually like the whole thing, like actually getting like the whole space exploration thing. You know, I actually like that. And there's some drama too, like it's drama, like family drama, stuff like that, with mixed in with this, which is okay. Like I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm just curious, like how that goes for the newer seasons. But from what it looks like, it really does time jumps. Like people who you know now will probably be dead or
Oh wow.
old,
Okay.
older, and like so because like yeah, because I mean I sort of spoiled it, but I wouldn't. I mean it's not. I mean I had no problem. I have no problem with it. Like I was just looking at like clips of like other episodes, and I see like a person. Well, see this episode looks older, and I was like, oh. And then I was reading up on some things, and I saw like, okay, so it does. It gets to. I know. I think the latest season. I think I want to say it's in the '90s, maybe.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
like, oh, so they really do like just kind of jump ahead and say, oh,
Mhm.
so that's pretty cool. Like I don't know if this is based on a book. It might be. I mean, I'm not sure. But it's well done. It's well done. The visuals look pretty good. And the acting seems pretty good. Yeah, I like it. And I like this whole like take of like, yeah, what would happen? What would happen if that was the case? Like the Russians did get on the moon first, and like how would things have changed? And like and really it's like an altered reality, not just only that, but of that the space race continues. Like you see, like now, oh, we just got to the point where we went to the moon. We didn't, I mean, not on it, but we still went around it. You know, like that's a pretty
Yeah.
big deal. But it just seems like something like that. You would think the way it started, we would have been done that. like that would have already been a thing. But
Yeah.
you know, stuff happens, man. Life happens. I guess when you're not in the race against somebody, I guess it gets to be like, oh, the Russians aren't doing anything, so let's just like I guess we just don't spend money on that. And spend money on other things that's not important, or at least I don't care to. Um, but yeah, like yeah, because I mean that stuff like I really want to know. Like I really want to like I want NASA and stuff to like to be cutting edge and everything. I don't want privatized space exploration. I definitely don't want that. Um, but anyway, um, yeah. But for all mankind, yeah, it seems all right, and I think it's been rated pretty well. Like overall.
Mhm.
Um, Another show. Oh yeah, Invincible. I finally did watch the first episode of the newest season. It was pretty all right. Like this season has been rated really good. Like people who watch the show seems like they really like it. Like they're really high on it. I think it's
Yeah.
okay. Like, I mean, like I said, compared to things that's out there, yeah, there's nothing really much out there. But I do think it's all right. And like it's not like I don't really compare it to the boys per se. Like the only comparison to the boys is that the violence part.
The hyper
But
violence, yeah.
yeah, but Invincible is more Invincible to me, basically to me, he's Spider Man. He's Peter Parker, and which is funny because his girlfriend is a redhead. And then but it's like if the world of Marvel or DC, where they kind of make it a little more real, like if there were really people with powers, and like
Yeah.
if you actually do punch somebody and you actually will make their face explode.
Right.
And like boys is kind of that way, but boys goes in the way of like, man, like these people like are horrible. Like these are horrible human beings. And like if horrible human beings had powers, basically. Like and
Yeah.
which is I mean, that could be real, but yeah. But it's like but thing is, it almost seems like there's more horrible people with powers than there aren't. While in
Right.
Invincible, they're still good people. But it's also, I like Invincible, they do really put the psychological toll on what these people kind of go through. Because it's like, dude, in reality, like people in Marvel and stuff, and like you would probably go crazy. Yeah, like well,
Yeah.
all the shit you've been through. Unless you already are crazy, which is some people believe like Batman, like he's insane, but hey, he's insane that's probably the good kind. Like where
Yeah, he's
yeah.
insane the way we need him to be insane. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Not the Joker insane. Not the Joker insane, where he's just violent just to be violent. He has no goal. Like you don't know how to stop that. Except you have to kill him. And that's the thing, Invincible is like, well, with him, I think what I like or don't like, I can say, which is it's being human. Like we're all hypocrites in some way. Like you can always find something and find like you like something or don't like something, but then you're okay with something else. Like with him, he preaches like he doesn't want to kill. Like oh nah, you like bad people or something like that, and like or not killing and stuff. But then when it's something to do with his family or something, he'll go that route. And
Right.
but now he's kind of but he is also fighting it too because he's like I almost did kill somebody or something like this, or I almost did this, or like if he did kill somebody, it was either wasn't intentional or it was some emotional thing, but it's like he doesn't want to be that. Like he doesn't want to go that route of being a killer. He does look for a way to not do it. And like he has a brother who is he's trying to teach because the brother was saying like why not if we stop them they can't kill anymore and like you trying to explain that like but you can't be that way because then if you go around killing like yes in the grand scheme of things you stop it but it's about that but why like yeah but it really doesn't because then some other people will just go further and like and you just keep killing like it I don't know it brings like it's a manny thing like if we could control your emotions and just be like yeah I killed this guy he was going to kill everybody else and it does nothing to you psychologically then yeah but it does like not everybody can be that like or I mean I don't know if anybody can but he can because he sees it and like thing is, thing is, if you're a person who can do that, that's even scary because you don't know if they go off the deep end. Maybe they just like killing. Yeah, it's like killing means nothing. Like lives mean nothing, and something like that. And like I think as a kid, like you understand as a kid, like when his brother was saying at one point that this is in the third season, like he was saying about, hey, it's my family. Like the guy's attacking my family, I'm going to destroy him. Or like, or if the guy said, but what about the people you do? Like they got families too. Or if somebody else gets hurt, or something like yeah, they got people that care about them. Like even the guys, like yeah, they did something wrong. But sometimes some of these guys, villains, they aren't doing anything egregious. They might just be robbers or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's not something you need to kill somebody for. Um, but like, yeah, like if somebody is hurt, like because you don't know them, it's easy. But you have to look at it from the perspectives of what you do. Because I mean, like this, you could kill this guy, but it could be like, hey, somebody gets revenging of like when the revenge, and then they still go out doing stuff. Like it's hard. I mean, like, yeah, I get it. Like we always argue about like, oh, the Joker needs to die. Like, yeah, that's an argument. Yeah, I mean, with him, it's like, he has to die because that dude
Yeah.
is legit crazy. Like he has no
Glad
goal.
we're finally in agreement here, though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I agree with you the first time he needed to die. No, I just said that I don't want. I mean, I kind of want to because I like to see him again as a villain. That's the thing. But I mean, the thing is, yes, I can understand people blaming Batman. Yeah, so like you keep this guy alive, but because like he's just
I think we
horrible.
can all
Like the
blame
pit.
Superman, right? Like,
Oh, that
I
too. Yeah,
get it.
Superman
Like,
also.
what
Yeah.
is up with that? He doesn't have the personal relationship that Batman does with this dude. He should be able
Oh
to come
yeah.
in
Oh,
and go like,
he should. Yeah,
Bruce,
he
what are
should
you
kill
doing
him.
here?
But yeah, but yeah, it's just yeah, I don't know. But you gotta keep it that way. Well, Batman, his excuse is that if he kills once, he won't stop. That's his excuse,
Sure.
basically. Um, and Superman is just he's a Boy Scout. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
All right. Who's willing to kill? Is Green Lantern willing to kill? Somebody's got to go to Bruce and be like, "Look, man, this guy's got to die."
And that Green Arrow, I know, because Green Arrow is he's definitely a woke hero.
Pacifist.
And yeah, he's that. Yeah, well, not just what I wouldn't call him pacifist. I wouldn't call him pacifist,
sure, yeah.
but yeah, but he's definitely. But yeah, I'm trying to think. As for heroes to kill, I don't think there's anybody in DC. Like, what Wonder Woman would be the closest one.
I was gonna say, what's Wonder Woman doing? Can we get her?
Yeah, but she's changed. I mean, she's better than what she used. Probably originally she would have. Like, she would have just came, but she just came off. She'd be like, "Yeah, you have to kill your
enemies." Been hanging out with these nerds too much.
Hawkman, but it all depends which version of Hawkman you're talking about. Because he has so many lives. I think at one point, like Savage Hawkman, yeah, he was kind of brutal. And now he's not as brutal as he is now. But I think this is another life of his, whatever. But yeah, well, anyway, Invincible, yeah, all right show. And another superhero show that's been going on, Daredevil, what is it, Born Again? And
Born Again season 2.
Yeah, so you caught up with all the episodes now currently, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So how have you enjoyed this season so far?
So far, I'm okay with it on an episode-to-episode basis, but I think, like, looking back at it now that I'm caught up, I'm kind of like, what has the season done outside of more setup? Because,
that's what I feel too.
Because right now, like, this final episode, we got Fisk and Daredevil like confronting each other, and we've gotten his ex-girlfriend.
Spoiler alerts, everybody. My fault.
Yes, sorry. Her figuring out her weird kink of like wanting to kill people now, probably. After that guy got her to choke him.
Yeah.
So it all, and like Bullseye, I don't know what they're doing with him quite yet. And I don't know where we are in the story, if there's enough time, because I think there's only 2 more episodes. I think this was episode 6.
Where's
and there's 8 total.
So he wasn't with those other heroes.
So that's the thing, is like at the end of this season, we're getting a Punisher one-off thing, right? And I don't know where that really fits in the timeline. It's One Last Kill or something like that. The week after this ends, that airs, and it's like a mini movie, I think, basically. But
so that's what, and then after that, he's not going to kill no more because he'll be in Spider-Man.
Exactly, he's going to be in Spider-Man. He's going to be family friendly, so he's going to get it out of the system. But a lot of that, from the trailer at least, it seemed like was like basically his origin story. Like it seemed like a lot of like, oh, this is them killing his family, and but it doesn't seem like that's really where it is in the timeline. So I don't know. Maybe I need to go back and watch the trailer again, and maybe I was just misunderstanding what was happening there. Maybe it's like a current event that's reminding him of when his family got shot or something. But yeah, at the end of that last season, where it feels like he would be playing a very large part in it, to now have his lack of presence, it seems odd. Obviously, they are taking kind of what they built off of that, with like the police becoming this kind of like fascist state, sponsored terrorist force, the anti superpower people, anti-vigilante task force. I see where they got that from, but without the Punisher there, it feels like that's kind of fallen a little flatter. And now, again, spoilers with Vanessa's death, I think that could very much be a large tipping point, right? For these last 2 episodes to be something like kind of special. And now we have Jessica Jones there, which I like seeing her again, but I don't know that her being there is going to positively add to these last 2 episodes.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like that could be
I
a
feel bad if
crutch.
that's it. If that's it,
Yeah.
I feel bad if
Um,
that's all we see of her, and then not explain to me what her child, who the father is of that child, and where whatever.
it's got to be Luke
A little
Cage,
pissed.
right?
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. But then I'm like, when the hell that
Yeah. Yeah,
happened?
absolutely.
I mean,
It-
based
It's
on, I mean, a lot of stuff can happen since the shows, but
yeah.
I'm just thinking like because he was all with
Right.
Rosario Dawson's character, and so like, yeah, I mean, the girl is black, so she's like, so I'm like,
Mm,
that's what I was thinking, like, oh, so maybe Luke Cage stopped being with Rosario Dawson, and now he's like with her, like in the comics.
mm.
So I was like, okay.
Honestly, I thought when Daredevil was talking about getting a nurse for Bullseye, I was like, are they bringing Rosario Dawson back? Like I hadn't heard anything about that. Is that happening? Um, yeah. So like the Bullseye stuff, I'm intrigued by the like, he's kind of an anti-hero. He's not a good guy, but he's not a bad guy. But he's just kind of like this guy that's just doing a job. But Karen obviously wants to kill
Oh,
him
he
because he killed
almost
Foggy.
like what's his name? From DC, Deathstroke. Like Deathstroke,
Mhm.
he just Deathstroke, he's just a guy for hire. With this guy,
Right.
he's kind of crazy too, Bullseye, because he's all saying like it's a balance thing. Like, hey, I'm
Right.
just here
Yeah.
to balance things out, basically.
So I'm interested to see what they do with him. But again, we're like 2 episodes away from this season being over, and I know they're already filming season 3, but that's not that's not satisfying for me. I don't want a continuous story that I never actually get a payoff from. I
Yeah, I
I
feel like
want
it
you
should be
to
something like,
finish off a
yeah,
season every once in a while.
like a season shouldn't be just a be continued. Like it needs. I mean, there could be a be continued, but it has to be something that something has finished. Like a story
Yeah.
has something like done for it. Because then what's
You
the
can
point?
have a
Then you might.
cliffhanger for something else, but like give me
Yeah,
some. Yeah, so like and
that's
I
what it
think
usually
there's
is.
definitely a story for them to tell here with Fisk, honestly. I think that's the kind of finality that maybe you're going to get is that he gets ousted from power and they shut down this task force and stuff like that. Maybe that's what it is, and maybe he goes back underground and that's the cliffhanger of it all. But then that just leaves so many other stories open that I'm wondering what what they do with. I mean, the girlfriend thing, I've seen a lot of speculation as to what's going to happen there. That Daredevil's ex-girlfriend, the therapist. Um, but it very much feels like she's just and she hasn't played that big a part in this season.
No, she hasn't.
She's there, but she's not doing much. So I don't know that any kind of like shock realization or reveal is going to be any kind of satisfaction out of her character. I mean, we already don't like her character. What's her, kind of going over the edge and becoming like Muse 2 or something like that. Like what's that actually gonna what's gonna feel satisfactory out of that? It's just gonna be like, oh man. It all feels kind of weird right now. And that's not to say on like an episode to episode basis, I'm still enjoying it. It's good. But it's definitely not elevating, and it's not elevating the series as of right now. Um, in a way that I was really hoping it would after that first season came in pretty strong.
Yeah, I
So
mean, to
yeah.
me, it's like it's not. Yeah, like the episodes are good, but it's like after a while, like you were saying, is that if you just look at what has actually happened, it's like, darn, really, it's not a lot has happened compared to how long these. I mean, like how long these
Right.
episodes are. It's
Yeah.
like really, it's like
We've
really,
watched 6
yeah,
hours of the show now. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like,
Effectively.
yeah, if you compare it to what you left off with last year, it's like, okay, yes, his wife dies, like what you call it? Fisk's wife dies. Um, and like, yeah, they're still battling Fisk, and like he still seems to have power, but just the progression of all that is really slow. And
Yeah.
then with the whole finding out who, oh, like, well, we know who's doing it, like who's in the mask, who's making fun of Fisk, but it's like the whole thing with that. It's like, okay, well, you'll get to the point where um the lieutenant governor and the girl he likes, who's been like doing leaks, like they actually something happens, and it looks like
Yeah.
something's finally happened now. But it's like, darn, why is it taking so long? And like,
Yeah, it seems like we're finally on the edge of that, maybe. But
yeah,
yeah, what is that going to be? Because yeah, he fed her the false information, and she was gonna send it, but then she didn't send it.
but then
So
he
does
just
that
went
mean?
like, but then he like just got frustrated because he
Yeah,
saw that thing. But that's when the news came on and interrupted.
yeah.
But he was going to talk, but it's like, yeah, it's like I don't know, yeah, it's like, yeah, I mean,
Because
it's just like
initially,
everything
was it
progresses
the
so
beginning
slow.
of this episode or the last episode where the fixer guy takes him out to the wood? I think it was
Yeah,
the end of the
it was a
last
previous
episode.
one. Yeah,
And it's
yeah, a
like,
previous
oh
episode.
man, they're just
Yeah.
like gonna kill him off. Like, what happened here? Like, that feels like a waste. I
Oh,
like him
I
a
was,
lot.
and I mean, yeah. I didn't think it was that because I think it was too obvious. It would have been too obvious.
Okay.
Either he was, I would say he's either scaring him or they're putting some other body in there. And
Mm,
yeah, but also I was thinking that like they could do a twist and like he he killed the girl. Like she's
yeah.
dead. That
Well, that's yeah.
he already
Initially, I
like
was like, "Oh crap, is that
yeah,
her in the car?" Or
yeah.
I thought actually, like the fixer guy was going to be the guy that's like leaking the stuff.
Oh, I mean that's another twist too. Yeah, yeah. You see, and yeah, and so I guess we'll just wait. But I really wouldn't know what the hell Punisher is. Like I guess I figured he probably moved him, but I'm like, good God, like where is he at?
Yeah, he's hanging out with Spidey now. He's fine. He's making billions of dollars or whatever.
All right. What else we got here? Where am I? Oh, I guess we go to what we playing. So,
Yeah, video games.
what you been playing? You playing anything?
Just mostly. I jumped into Super Meat Boy 3D. I hopped on Xbox Game Pass to see like what
That's
stuff
right. It is
I
up
could
there.
jump into. Um, and like I told you, I jumped into Vampire Crawlers, but I wasn't sure that I was gonna like mess up your save or anything, so I didn't actually end up playing any of that. But I was going through the catalog and I was like, oh yeah, Super Meat Boy 3D came out. I want to give that a try. I know the reviews were not like hyper ecstatic about it, but they seem generally okay. And I think it's fine so far. It definitely doesn't have the same appeal as the original game. It doesn't have the tightness to it. Um, and there's just like with the 3D nature of it, some of the visuals just kind of don't make sense to me. And sometimes I also just kind of forget that it's a 3D world because it's very much a Mario World 3D kind of thing where they're 3D levels, but a lot of times it's mostly just like you kind of moving in and out of the foreground and background. It's not really you like going around in a 3D environment. Um, so sometimes I kind of forget that, oh, I can jump on that back wall and use it to wall run against. But there's like a level that's, I think, 3 or 4 levels into the first world where there's like thorns. And I did forget that I could, grab onto the wall and do a wall run and kind of slow myself as I go down. But there's like places in the thorns that I can fall through. And I'm guessing like the thorns just don't extend all the way to the background. And that's not clear. And maybe it's designed that way for like people to do quicker runs or whatever, because they do still like grade how quickly you did it, and they give you like an A+ if you get quicker than their time, and then I'm sure there's like an S rank or whatever. Right now I'm just playing to complete the levels basically. And yeah, like the visual aspects of it, the way to read it is not entirely clear all the time, which does complicate it. It feels very floaty. I mean, the original game did too, but in a 3D platformer, that feels a little grosser. Visually, I think it looks fine. It's not doing anything too crazy. It really is just kind of a bright and colorful 3D platformer smoothed out from like an N64 or a GameCube era. It's not high detail, it's not any of that, but it looks fine. It's smooth looking, it's not jaggedy like those. It's just that kind of relatively generic aesthetic. They do a clever thing that I noticed eventually, that if you like get beat up during the level and die multiple times, your character at the end has like the bone from inside the meat showing and stuff like that. Like he's visually, beat up. But yeah, I think generally it's okay so far. I'm gonna keep playing it for a little bit, but I don't know that it's necessarily even something that I'm committing to like beating, outside of the fact that the how long to beat on the Game Pass page says like 4 hours for the main campaign. So like I'm willing to commit that. That's not a big deal, as long as it doesn't get too hard for me, which I think is more likely to be the scenario, that I just kind of end up falling away from it because I get to levels that I can't beat and I don't feel like frustrating myself. But yeah, I think it's okay. It's never gonna be. It's not gonna live up to Super Meat Boy the original, and is never gonna have that kind of legacy. But as an attempt to follow up with, I don't even know that like the original creators are involved with it, as kind of like a follow up to that. I think it's fine.
Okay. All right. Did you record any of it?
Yeah, I got some
Oh,
to
okay.
post.
All right. So I played a new game that came on Game Pass. Chilln. Chilln, which is the game by Double Fine, the
Yeah,
multiplayer pot game. You can make pots and stuff, which that looks pretty cool. It didn't run that well on my PC. So I mean it ran okay, like enough for me to play, but it's just like the frame drop. I did not
which is
really
very
like that.
weird for a game that doesn't look entirely like
No,
great.
I'm gonna try it again though. Like I'll try it again. I'll give it another chance. I played one match of it though. Like I played the tutorial part, of course. But then I played one match. I mean, it's fine. And I think the game is what $20, really, if you buy it.
Okay.
But like the whole idea is that yeah, you build a pot and you can carry water in a pot. Like you go find some water, you put some, and you press a button to get the water. Well, actually, you can just run over the water, or there's these vases which you break and then just get the water. And you're supposed to put out the other player's kiln. Like each of you has a kiln. You gotta put out their fire, and or they come to your base and put out your fire or something like that. Like it kind of reminds me of like those games like Splatoon. You got you well Splatoon. You try to discover as much spray paint, but it's like two sides. It's like the map, and you got two teams, and then like you're basically going against each other. And like just the zaniness of it, and like yeah, it's pretty cool. Like because like depending on what type of pot you build is how much like water you have, or how much damage you can do with your attacks and things of that nature, or how strong you are, or something like that. Because you can make a plate which I can carry any water, but that's probably really good as far as attacks and probably maybe speed or whatever. And so yeah, and there's different maps. Only played on one. Man, of course, only played one match. Only played on one map. But there's different maps where like you probably can get into certain areas, but only because like you can fit. Like some things you can't. You might have a pot you can't fit. Hopefully, you have a player, excuse me, on your team that can, and they can just kind of roll in there and whatever. Like it's some strategy stuff to that. I guess it can be. But I mean, I can see it being fun. And everything. It's just that um, I just want to know like what's the hook and like because like someone says like there's not a lot of modes up here or anything. This is just a multiplayer game. But I'm just thinking like look at all the other multiplayer games that's out there now, like from the past, like like Plants vs Zombies. Like it's not Plants vs Zombies has Spin. We had so many modes and everything. I mean, I don't know what's the player count in there now, so maybe that's like that'll be the only reason why not to go to those games. But it's like that game is like a whole lot better. Like if I'm gonna play multiplayer, if the player base is still there, I'll play that. Um, then I mean, it's like it's not really much there. Because I was playing it, I was just thinking like, man, I need to get back to Splatoon 3. So I did finally just re up my my online for my Nintendo, and like it. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like it seems like it's a fine game. Like you can have fun with it in there and whatever. And plus, it's being on Game Pass is really simple. And then if you are going to buy it, it's only $20. But I hope there's something you can try it to see if you will like it. I can see maybe having fun with friends and everything, but I don't know. It just seems like for me, it's not something I'm going to invest time in. I mean, like I said, I'm not really big on multiplayer, but if there's like some type of kookiness or some kind of hook to it that kind of attracts me, yeah, I can get into it. Like I said with Splatoon, like that's kind of just fun, splattering around. And this it kind of has that, but I mean, I don't know, like because Splatoon I can go by myself and just have fun. This, I mean, like I said, I'll give it a shot, but I almost feel like you still need maybe playing with people will make it better
Yeah.
too. And like, yeah, so like, yeah, I can't really it's not something that I can really recommend, but I'm not really against it. But it's just that because I'm just not in that multiplayer kind of space, it's kind of hard that you can't for me to judge it like other people. But the thing is, I will say, like, nobody has reviewed this game yet, like, as far as major outlets. So
Mhm.
it's like, and it's not a game where it's like, oh, it takes some time to review. So either they either got the review copies late or it's just not a priority, which almost is pretty bad too. Because I'm like, oh, people
Yeah.
love like this game, like I mean, it's Double Fine. I mean, like it is usually loved. The developers are
This
usually
game
loved by the
ain't
gaming
getting the
community.
clicks, Dominic. Not getting
Exactly.
the
Like,
clicks.
like just to not have a review yet. Like for no big publisher to have like big publication or critics to critique this game, it's like wow. Like
Yeah.
okay,
Metacritic
yeah,
has
we'll see.
no reviews whatsoever for this, for
Yeah.
critic
So it's like,
reviews.
what the heck? Like what's going on? Like is this a game? Because you have there's no bots. Like you have to play with people. So this is a game that will have to have people playing, which man, it kind of sucks because it's like, okay, I like that Double Fine does things differently. Kind of still wish they would have had some kind of single player thing with this or
Yeah.
whatever. But hey, but that maybe they might put stuff in there. Maybe this is a game. Yeah, they'll continue to add things to, or update. I just hope I hope this. I mean, with them, like, I really hope they stay committed. Like, just don't fall into that trap. It's like what happened with what was that game? I'm gonna say called it Vanguard. Is that what it called? It was called Vanguard, right? The game that came out earlier this year that they closed down.
High guard.
Um,
High guard.
high guard. Okay. They I just don't want to be like they just stop it, like because it's not
Mm.
like real popular. I'm like, nah, like keep adding to it, and hopefully, stays happy because I want them to stay with it, like so because it could get better. It could be something that gets better. I mean, hey, we've seen games that when they stay committed, like developers stay committed and update that they've become like, oh yeah, people have come to it or come back to it or whatever. All right. So what else I play? I play some more Infinite Wealth, like a dragon. I didn't play much of it, but I did progress a bit to the story. I was doing some extra stuff. What was I doing? I still some more of that Sujujimon, which they call it, like the Pokemon thing they have in there. Also, I started Hogwarts on the Game Pass. This is on Game Pass now, and I finally got past where I originally had when I had played the game before. I got past that point. Um, that game, I would say, man, like that is like as far as being the world of Harry Potter, like being into that school of Hogwarts, it's
Mhm.
really it's like, man, this is they did a great job. Like I like just walking the halls and like seeing like of course the pictures move, like some pictures move just like in the
Yeah.
movies and stuff. And just walk and like it really feels like you're in the school. Like they did a really good job to make you feel that and like this like magical place and like just weird stuff just happening around and things. It's like, oh man, they like building that world, they have done a great job on like just this part, like the beginning part I played so far. Like I'm like not at the part where I had to go to classes. Like I had two classes to go to, and I was just walking the halls just to see everything, and I was like, yeah, man, they and plus since like my older PC, it was slow. That's why I really stopped playing it. So I think I was playing it through the Epic Store. I think they had it for free or whatever. And like it was just yeah, my PC like it was took a lot of time to load, and the frame rate was especially that great. And but now with this one, it looks a whole lot better and runs a whole lot better. And like I'm like, okay, yeah, this game. Now I see why people are really high on it, like just high on that world and everything. It's like, yeah, this has been done very well. Like for anybody who's like a Harry Potter fan, like you don't even have to be because I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan or anything. And yeah, just going through that, the voice acting's been pretty good too. Also,
Mhm.
there's something in this world which I wonder, like, I mean, if it's a thing, it kind of ruins it for me because I'm talking to this girl and she's from Uganda and whatever, and like the place she's from, school she goes to is called Ugawa or something, and she was talking about how it's different from how she's a transfer student and like how this school is different from her. She said like and like her school is bigger because it's in the side of a mountain or something like that. Like it's definitely bigger than Hogwarts. But it doesn't feel intimidating or anything. Like it's just what it is. And then she says like she also found it weird like go coming here using a wand. And I asked like what you don't maybe you can use magic without wands? She said, yeah. She said, yeah. And then I kind of ruined it. I said, so why the fuck are we using wands then? And then she said, like, see, yeah, and the wand, I said, I gotta get used to it. And it does, she said, like it and like it does make it easier. She said something like maybe easier. I don't know. I don't know if she said easier.
Maybe it like
I don't think she said
intensifies
that
your
though.
powers or something.
Well, yeah, but you could be just
Enhances. That's the word I
talking
was
on your
looking
ass though. That because she didn't say that. She
Yeah.
said, I'm trying to remember the words she said. Because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, wait a minute, this wall just helps with it. Um, but I mean, because technically Harry did stuff without a wand, you know. It is what he before he because that's how he didn't know he was doing
Nah, he
magic.
had a wand in
Yeah.
that crib, Dominic, when he stopped getting killed by whatchamacallit.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, yeah, I wonder it's like got but thing is she said but she said in the school like they just learned without it. And I'm thinking like why I would like to wear without a wand too, because like how many times have I seen in the movie people have broken wands, and it wasn't like oh I didn't just go ahead and not use my wand and just use my like hands, and it's like
That's because just like in
that's
our
kind of
world, Dominic, we're using
this is
technology to ruin our kids.
I'm just thinking like that could be like a world killer with that with what they use here. Is that real
Yeah.
lore, or were they something that the people who made the game added just to make like this person, the exchange student thing, like, oh look, see, this world is a whole lot bigger.
J.K. Rowling is spitting in her grave, Dominic.
Yeah. um yeah, exactly. I have to look that up because I'm like, wait a minute, if we could just use magic without wands, I'm just thinking like I feel like even like the evil people, I'm thinking like, why the fuck y'all care about damn wands? Like
Right.
y'all just use
Because they're
your hand.
lazy and entitled. They need to learn how to do it without wands.
Yeah, I think that's a little. Yeah, I was like, y'all need to
You gotta read this
change that.
wiki page on Harry Potter wiki for wandless magic.
Yeah, because I can see they say something like it's just you can't really control it. It's no control at all
The
with it.
wand is a European invention, and while African witches and wizards have adopted it as a useful tool in the last century. Many spells are cast simply by pointing the finger or through hand gestures. This gives, I think, the student you're talking about a sturdy line of defense when accused of breaking the International Statute of Secrecy. I was only waving. I never bent his chin to
Don't spoil
fall.
the game for me.
Sorry.
So like, okay, so, but that doesn't even tell me. So basically, based on that, it's not telling me that it's worse. Like you're
No,
worse off not have. It's just it's a
it's just
European
telling you that it's a
invention.
useful tool to have it. But all these
But,
lazy wizards in Hogwarts have never
and I'm
learned to
just
do
thinking like they
wandless
invented it.
magic,
So I'm thinking,
so they don't
wait a minute.
know.
So, no, they said they invented it. That means at some point y'all were doing it without it. Why?
Mhm.
So why was a wand even invented?
To enhance it, make it easier.
I mean, well, see that Daniel, that's just you talking. You're not reading
Sure.
anything that tells me that.
Okay, well, it's all made up, Dominic. What do you want from me?
I know. I'm just saying. I don't want you to talk from your ass. I want to ask. If you don't know, you don't know. So that just tells me that they messed up the lore. That messes up the lore. Then that's all I'm saying. Like I don't like that. I don't like when it does. That's like with the whole midichlorians thing with Star Wars. Like that fucks things up, and it helps everything up with what's it about. So like yeah, that kind of ruins it. Like I mean, it doesn't ruin. Me, it doesn't ruin. I'm just saying that it puts into question a whole lot of things. Like then what? It doesn't make sense to have a wand to me. Then if I can have magic without having a tool, that doesn't make any sense. Like it doesn't make any sense. And yeah, but whatever. But yeah, but other than that, like the game is so far. I mean, the game is okay. Like so far, I haven't got that far. And so I haven't got to a point where I'm like fighting a whole lot or anything. Like I haven't, only for like the very beginning part of the game. All right, so what else have I played? I played some more Outer Worlds 2. I got pretty far in that. I finally got my last companion, who is he is a man, a male. So you have two male companions and you have three female companions. So you got like 5 companions. Oh, well, count the robot, which is it has a female voice, so I could call it female then. And you can probably fuck it too. Who knows?
Okay. As long
like,
as you can do it.
but oh no, I forgot. In Outer Worlds, you don't. Yeah, you don't. There's no relation. There's no romance. That's what Obsidian said. They don't do romances, and they stuck with it. They have stuck with it. I'll give them that, even though that kind of sucks. Because I definitely had in mind to be with that crazy one who likes to kill. It's like, it's this one who's like a cult woman, and she's just insane. And almost everybody doesn't like each other because they're all different factions. Like I will say this, like the black guy, I forget his name. The one with the Earth part of the Earth Directorate, which is what you are part of. He is likable. I mean, like it seems like nobody really has a problem with him. So he and the Auntie's Choice woman, the one who has like the one who's really like big and has the mutated arm. Like they have arguments though about it because she's all for like capitalism stuff and like the Auntie's Choice stuff while he's against it. But no, they don't really hate each other. And like with her, like it seems like everybody doesn't like the crazy one. I mean, for I don't blame them. I mean, the girl is literally like crazy and likes to kill. I mean, I don't know how like if she has a weird sense of the world or whatever. And then there's the guy who I just picked up who is for the Protectorate, he's like almost like dictator kind of way. Like they like you do like his the faction he's with is more like a dictatorship kind of thing. And so a lot of people don't like him. And then he doesn't like them. And then there's also the order, which is like a science. They do everything based on science and numbers, which is the older woman who I got. which nobody. I wouldn't say people dislike her. They probably just don't agree with her way of thinking. But yeah, like I think there's really I wouldn't say we dislike her. But thing is, I mean, I do like they have a lot of people from each faction, for each faction you see, so that's good. So you get perspectives of what they think of things. But I just want to know how deep they go with that. Because I feel like, yeah, like I want them to go deep with it, but I just have a feeling like they won't. Not in Outer Worlds. I feel like they probably won't go as deep into those characters as I would like them to. Um, but I almost feel like it still might be better than what they did what they did at the beginning of Starfield. Unless they added something to Starfield. And with Starfield, I feel like they don't really go deep with the campaign characters in that game. I don't feel like they go as deep with them either. Well, at least so far, like I feel like when I'm like talking to them and stuff, and like there's some stuff there, but I feel like I mean just integrated with the story, it could be more to it. Um, in Starfield, and this one, there's some missions you do that with those characters. I mean, I hope there's some other missions. If those are the only missions, like if you only do like one mission per character, that kind of sucks. But I hope there's like something just to evolve it. But I don't know. I just have a feeling like it doesn't go that route. Like I feel like this game it's okay. Like it's a good RPG, Western RPG, but it doesn't go further. Like it still feels like to me, it's like in that it's not totally triple A. Like it's kind of in that range, but not full triple A. Like almost wherever between double A and triple A is. Like I feel like that's what it kind of is. Kind of how Outer Worlds 1 was. And like and with this one, see, I'm thinking like, oh, you got the bag out of Microsoft. You're fully you can go full out all out. I don't feel like they went all out with this like so far. Like it doesn't feel that. Maybe it gets better on. Like I think I mean, based on what I'm seeing from the story, it almost feels like I'm at maybe a halfway point here. Maybe. So maybe something at this like second half, like really makes it seem like maybe it fleshes out more, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is big. But it still feels like to me, it still feels like Outer Worlds 1. Like it's technically better than Outer Worlds 1, but it doesn't feel that big leap like I thought it was going to be. Like and honestly, based on the story, like based on just me playing without reading anything, I do not know where in the timeline we are from Outer Worlds 1. Like it's probably been told to us, like as far as like them telling us like when we were like looking up the game, like through the trailers or whatever, or like interviews. But based on the game, it doesn't tell you that. So I don't know because I'm thinking like, okay, how far in the future am I from Outer Worlds 1? I mean, I had to look that up. I always forget. And I mean, I know I always forget to look it up. Like where is this in the timeline? But anyway, oh yeah, last game, another new game I did play. Vampire Crawlers. This
Yeah,
is the other game made by the guys who did what's the name? Ponko? Is it Ponko or something?
something
Panonical?
like that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made the guys who made Vampire Survivors made Vampire Crawlers, which is a dungeon crawling card game roguelite. So like the Spire game. What's it called?
Slay the
Slay the
Spire.
Spire. Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
It's like yes, it's like Slay the Spire. And while people are really into those type of games, some of the people were kind of down on this. They're saying that because this got a lot of the critics loved it, and some people are feeling like the critics were a little too high on this, and like, oh, Slay Spire is so much better. I saw somebody saying like, somebody saying like, there's better games out there. I mean, I played it and I loved it. Like I loved
Mhm.
it. I went to play Slay the Spire though, because I didn't that game. It came out at a time when I was really into roguelites. So
Yeah.
I think I started it before, but I didn't. I just didn't keep going. So I played some, and yeah, it's a good game. Slay the Spire, I like that too. I mean, that now that I learned. But Rabbi Crawlers, I'm not saying Rabbi Crawlers is better or anything, but what it does it hooks me. I like what it does. Like I have no problem like with this game. So what it is that like yes, it's a card driven game, but it's just like but it's just like Vampire Survivors in that like the attacks, the weapons you get, and like so like you're like you might pick the whip, as a card, and then you'll hit the enemies with it, and then you can upgrade them too. Like when you upgrade kind of like how almost similar what you do in regular Vampire Survivors. You might
Mhm.
you what you do is get like you have two cards that can then you have two cards that can form to make to evolve your weapon. But what you have to do is go to something. It's something in the game where you have to go to where to make it evolve. Like it randomly like random stages, so that like you'll find like some type of I don't know, some type of statue or something, and it's like, hey, you can evolve. You want to evolve your cards or whatever. And you just have to have the right cards to do it. And yeah, and also you can also add like some special additions like to the cards to make them stronger. And if all your cards, because like they give like one slot per card, and if all the cards you have already have like those slots already taken up, you can exchange for cash if you choose to, or they say like, hey, come back when you have a card with an empty slot, which because like maybe you can fight all the enemies on that stage, you might like, okay, I'll come back
Mhm.
here and do that. So that's cool. Um, but yeah, like it has a hook. I think it's at one point some people said they had a problem with the cards they had. Like they felt like I think that somebody guys like they felt like they were stuck because of the cards they had they couldn't progress for. Haven't gotten that yet, and from what I've seen is that might all actually fall on you for picking like the certain cards or getting rid of
Mhm.
cards. So yeah, I don't so I don't like I haven't got no problem like that. Like so far everything's happened. Like when I've died, it's like I took a chance because like all you have to do is beat the like one boss on the stage and you can progress the next level. But I was trying to just kill all the enemies. And I went to and
Mhm.
there are some special bosses where you get like something special from them. You don't have to kill them to progress though. And I think I went to fight them because I just wanted to see like what they were, and like I was like, oh, I'm not like I don't have enough health. It was killing me. I mean, after like a couple hits, it was killing me, and I didn't have enough armor or whatever armor cards to help me, so I ended up dying. But yeah, I think I finished. I actually did finish one stage. Like I actually got to the very end of it. Um, but yeah, man, it's fun. Like I really like it, and yeah, you're just looking at the world in like the first person view of that pixelated world, and it's pretty cool. And the stages are what stages that were in the original Vampire Survivors. So
Mm.
I think it's pretty cool how they did that. So yeah, like
Yeah, that's cool.
they made it like another game that's pretty much has a cool hook on it. And yeah, like compared I mean like I said, I haven't played a lot of those type of games like Slay the Spire, Slay the Spire, or I have played, Monster Train. Like those games are similar to this, yeah. And are is it better than those? I can't say because I didn't play enough of those games to judge it to see who's better. All I can say
Mhm.
is like it is another one of those games that, and I enjoy it because I do like those games also. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I don't know how much it costs because it's on Game Pass, so I don't know like what's the original price for it.
$10 looks like.
$10? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so like maybe if you like really into Slay the Spire, maybe I think well some people one guy was saying that he doesn't know if it's worth buying if you kind of into those games. Now I don't know how people feel about Slay the Spires too, because some people when they were talking about that, they were saying that there was a problem with Slay the Spires 2 that
Mm.
I they were saying something that I don't understand because I never played the game. Like it was a concept they were
Yeah.
saying that but they feel like it could be fixed, like with the if they maybe they might fix it later with a patch or something. I don't know. But yeah. So I think that's all I played this week. That's worth talking about. Yeah.
Real
So
quick, Dominic, I got
what?
fresh words from J.K. Rowling's, I guess, I don't know, blog or something.
Oh, okay.
Harry Potter blog. The magic wand originated in Europe. Wands channel magic so as to make its effects both more precise and more powerful, although it is generally held to be a mark of the greatest witches and wizards that they have also been able to produce wandless magic of a very high quality. As the
Okay.
Native American somebody and potion makers demonstrated, wandless magic can attain great complexity, but charms and transfigurations are very difficult without one.
All right. So okay. Now okay, that makes it make more sense. A little bit because but it also makes it that oh that so in that school she goes to, they're really good. They're that good at magic.
Like I
Like
said,
they
Dominic, I think they're just not as lazy as these European kids. They got the technology and now they don't want to do the work anymore.
yeah. Yeah, because I'm like, darn, they just go without like
These kids
most
are all
kids just
using
learning without it.
calculators. Meanwhile, all the other kids are doing the math in their heads. That's all I'm
I
saying.
don't know. I just think they make it. I just think the people who did that, they're just making trying to make a Wakanda. That's all they trying to do. This is the Wakanda. This is the Wakanda of the Harry Potter world or whatever.
Of course.
Like that. That's what I feel like. Because that's what I got the sense of when she was saying all that stuff. I was like, are they really doing this? They really
You guys are
want
doing it
to.
without wands? Wow.
It's like, oh, they're gonna make it like, oh, we're more advanced here. I said, man, yeah, but and you're at the poorest fucking continent. What the fuck? It's like the F you. All right. All right. So I guess we'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get to the flashback segment. We don't have a lot of games that's really of note that's worth even mentioning for our anniversaries this time, but we do have one for 2016 and 10 years ago. It's the 10th anniversary of Star Fox Zero, and actually, this it's not it's only of note because it's Star Fox, and we don't get many Star Fox games because it's not really I would call it a good game. It's probably an okay game, but for it to be well, it's okay, but for it to be like the one of the few Star Foxes games that you ever get is pretty bad because you don't get any of them. So when you get them, you would have wanted to be good. It's when it's like just like this. It's like, well, darn, are we ever going to get a Star Fox game? Because who knows?
And this was prime them going, hey, we have to use the Wii U controller to do something clever with it. So, they made you have to like steer and shoot through the screen basically like you were, you were a pilot. It didn't seem like that worked very well.
Do a remake of the game and put it on the Switch, but with like added stuff to actually make a good Star Fox game. But
I just want to know, are they actually coming out with a new one? The rumors are that they're coming out with a new Star Fox game. I want to see what that is, because even this, like, my understanding is it is kind of a remake of Star Fox, so it's kind of like, okay, we're just getting another one of those, like it's a retelling of Star Fox 64. So like we played Star Fox 64, which that should be on, is that on NSO? That feels like that should be on NSO if it's not.
I think it is. I think it is.
Okay.
I think I played
Maybe
it.
I need to go back and play that then.
Yeah, because I said like I like it. I like because I actually can save because they have the save states.
Oh yeah, that is nice.
But darn, I actually
the
played
original
this a bit.
roguelike Dominic is Star Fox.
I didn't even think of it as like a retelling of Star Fox 64 when I played it. But yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing this on the Switch but also like we're
Oh, damn.
years
See, it's not a
past when that should have
GameCube. I
happened.
was about to say, because I was about to say, hey, put it on the GameCube there. I was like, oh, yeah, this is Wii
Yeah.
U.
Yeah, they got Star Fox Assault they can bring to the GameCube,
Oh,
which I feel
yeah.
like is one that a lot of people are like reevaluating now, saying like, oh, it's actually pretty good.
I mean, is
Still
it
don't know if I'm
considered better than
convinced.
this one? So then go ahead. Yeah, definitely bring it back.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, because this got
It's
69
kind
on
of sad.
Reddit Metacritic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have very nostalgic memories for Star Fox 64. But to me, that is kind of the only good game out of the series. I like Star Fox Adventures too, Dominic, but I think that part of that was nostalgia too,
That's not the
and
same
also
thing.
just being a Zelda game.
I'm about to say,
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
like,
It's not.
yeah.
It's not the same. They
Yeah,
did.
like Star Wars
So
64,
that's the
that
thing
was the
is like
only,
even back
yeah.
in the day when people were complaining about that game, the R-Wing sections of that game, which were few and far between, I thought were really cool. I
They
was
were
like,
really good.
holy
Okay.
crap, like the graphics are really good and like this feels like what I want out of a Star Fox game.
We got the dinosaur planet.
Yeah.
Because
I want original Dinosaur Planet, Dominic.
Yeah, I do. Because I really wanted Dinosaur Planet. When I used to see it in magazine, I'd say, oh, yeah, I can't wait till that come out. Then they said,
back when it was a 64 game.
And then I was like, and then there was a coming on 64. And I was like, man, God damn it. Going to that ugly purple machine. But but yeah, like stuff, yeah, like you said, like I thought of this years ago too. Like, it's like, man, what? There's only one good Star Fox game then, because I damn sure did. As a kid, I didn't like Star Fox.
Awful. No,
yeah,
not at all.
Because I used to think
we
like,
rented it, and I was like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing here.
I don't know what. I didn't know what I was looking at, because I was like, oh man, this game is glitchy. I was like, it's something wrong.
Yep.
Like you got blow in it. You got like the game's messed up. The game kind of messed up. But no, that was the polygons and stuff. It's like, man, it's like, but then it's when 64 came, say, oh, so this is what that's supposed to look like. And I was like, it's like, was that supposed to look like this? But yeah, I said, okay, so they were two ahead of time. They were two ahead of their time. They had to wait till the 64 came out. But yeah, that's what I think. It's like as far as just being in the what is the Star Fox ships called?
R-Wings.
R-Wings. So just being the R-Wings, like as far as just being like, yeah, just being an R-Wing game, like a freaking plane game. That's like the only one. Like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That is basically it. So yeah, that I'm just thinking, why can't they just get the guys who did Allied Assault or something just to go make a Star Fox game? But I guess because they're not Japanese.
Why don't you just get freaking? Is it Namco that does the Ace Combat games?
Ace Combat. I'm about to say. Just get. Wait, Namco actually does have.
I was going to say, wait a second. Namco is the one that made Star Foxes, aren't they?
I think they did.
Oh, they kept all the good planes to themselves.
But the thing is, they made a good game, a good Ace Combat game after. So, what is it?
They put their B Squad on it. That's what happened, Dominic.
That's gotta be it, man.
Nintendo didn't give them enough money.
Same guys. Or maybe they said like, we don't know how to make planes that are not real. We don't know how to make them fly. We need the real like schematics. We need real schematics to know how to make them fly. But yeah, that I want a Star Fox game. I mean, now I'm at the point where just make an adventure game. Make Star Fox where I'm just on their foot and make them look like puppets too, like the puppets I was just seeing in the like the commercial and the advertisements. I want them to look like that.
Yep.
So I'm thinking about that video of them doing what was it, the ice people, whatever, grabbing a guy and then use a Star Fox. The guy was in a fox costume. The guy was in a fox costume. I was like, and he said, like, do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
I'm sorry. It was something, a video online, like it was doing the ice stuff, like protesting, and somebody was in a Fox costume, and somebody did like some Star Fox sound bites around him when he was getting tackled, and it was pretty funny. Probably was funny getting tackled, but I don't know. He looked like he had a good time dancing, so I don't know. But anyway,
Yes, pre-tackling, he was having a great time. Post-tackling, not so much, Dominic.
All right. Is that it? I think that's it for 2016, 10 years ago. Yeah. So that's it for like the month of April. Like I just finished off the month, and yeah, it's not much to really say. Oh, there is an Ace Combat game. Oh no, never mind. That's 2006. So yeah, there is nothing really for 2016. So we go back 20 years. But yeah, like I was said to say, there is an Ace Combat game, but I don't know how good this game is. Called Ace Combat Zero, the Balkan War. It got 75, so yeah, not bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Where was this energy when you made Star Fox, guys?
Yeah. And what Star Fox did they do? They did the GameCube one, or that was a GameCube one they did, right?
Yeah, I think they did Assault.
Yeah. I remember seeing that on the Star Fox box. I just don't remember which one it was. Wait a minute, is this a big deal? Mother 3 coming to Game Boy Advance, or was just Mother 3, it's not like it's not remastered or nothing, right?
No, and it still hasn't come out in America. Like, we still don't have Mother 3. I was debating highlighting this because, like, Mother is a weird series for us in America, right? Because, like, we have Earthbound, which is, I think, Mother 2, right? And we did eventually get Mother 1, or we had Mother 1 as Mother 1.
Why didn't call it Mother? Like, I still understand that part. It's like Mothership.
I don't know. Mother Planet, Mother Gaia, Dominic, the planet.
I don't even know what the game is about, honestly, yo. Like, I really like what is?
Yeah, this? I don't either. I have always now like and modern
you're
now.
A Nintendo person. I would think you at least know that.
I wasn't an RPG guy, Dominic. I wasn't an RPG guy, and this is Japan. Like, they kept that over there. They kept it away from me.
No, Earthbound. Earthbound came over.
It did. I'm trying to think, like, because I think I've told you, like, the kid that lived up the street that had the Super Nintendo and like all the games, like when he would want to play like Super Mario RPG or whatever, and like I'd have to watch. But like I don't think he ever was playing Earthbound. I don't think that was one that was ever in the roster. I feel like I remember seeing it in Blockbuster, and just like the cover art was kind of weird. So I was like, that looks confusing to me. I'm not interested in that. There were too many words to read. Couldn't read like that back.
Okay, so like here it is, and this is Earthbound. A meteorite crashes in Eagleland. So it's not England, it's Eagleland, which is supposed to be like America with the Eagles.
Yeah, sure.
And the nearby neighborhood of the crash, Ness and Pokey investigate the meteorite, where they encounter a small creature called Buzz, who came from the future, which he reveals that the world in 10 years will be engulfed in hatred by an alien force named Gygus or whatever, transforming humans and animals and objects into malicious creatures. Buzz enlists Ness to save the world by collecting 8 melodies with a sound stone kept in sanctuaries scattered around the world. However, Buzz is accidentally killed, forcing Ness to begin alone. I wonder how he accidentally killed. Did Ness accidentally kill him?
He squashed him. He's just a bug. He sat on him by accident.
Yeah, so you can't collect these melodies. No, that's a weird thing. And then it's weird that like you tell a kid, you could tell the kid to get an adult. Say, hey, can you get somebody adult so you can come help us save the world?
Take me to your president. Well, he tried to, and then he accidentally killed him. So now, this child is like, well, I guess I got to do it on my own. I don't want my parents to know that I killed this bug from the future.
All right. So let's move on. So 2006, we're still in 2006, and I'm trying to see anything worth looking at. Well, Guild Wars Factions did come out. I guess this is a game that's still going on. This is a Guild Wars game in between Guild Wars 1 and 2. And it deals with really inspired by like the Japanese culture, and it's like, so whatever in that world, like it's almost like an Asian culture in there. So
Mm.
um, I guess that's cool. But I didn't even
I
know
remember
about
this
this.
box from Target, Dominic. We had this box
Yeah,
on the shelf a lot.
I've seen this game and everything, but I just never thought about it. I think I
Yeah,
always
no,
assumed it was an expansion. I didn't know it was like its own game. But I do
this
remember
was
people
for
saying
PC
factions.
perverts back in the day, though.
Like I do remember like hearing something in the old podcast, something like factions, and now I'm thinking like, oh, they were probably talking about Guild Wars factions then, because that seems like that's a term like that people just said they said that title, and it's still going on. It's still out there. So like yeah, like in Guild Wars. I mean, even the first Guild Wars is still people still playing that. But yeah, it was one of the popular MMOs out there, and that's still happening. Like with WoW and I think it's, something else like an old one that's still going on. That's pretty popular. Well, Final Fantasy, I guess you could say. Um, and you know what? And like EverQuest,
RuneScape.
even though I don't, yeah, oh yeah, play landscape. But EverQuest is technically still out, still going on. But you know what? I just don't hear nobody talk about it though.
Nah.
Like, yeah, it's just like that popularity is just ain't there.
All
Yeah,
those
I just
people are in nursing homes that are playing that, Dominic. That's why.
yeah, but like I just try like, but Guild Wars is actually seems like it's more popular than that.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, there is one. Oh, the big game that actually came out 20 years ago. Okami was released in Japan. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know when it comes to the US, but we'll see when it comes on these Wikipedias one day. But but anyway, it was released in Japan. This game, I was always excited for this game because of the art style, like that paint,
Yeah, it looked incredible.
that art style, like Japanese or Asian culture art style, like the paintbrush where they draw things, and that it looked beautiful. And like, and you play as this wolf goddess, I guess, or something like that, and
Hmm.
bad stuff happened in the world. And you got to help it. I know that. So so that's what I remember. But yeah, but I beat that game years ago. Every time I go back, I never could finish it. Even on the Switch, I try to go back to it.
Yeah,
But
same.
yeah, and it looks better because like now you got like it's all sharper and stuff, and now with the HD graphics because I was playing it, you know, just the regular PlayStation, um,
Mhm.
and I don't even know if it even had like even with the component cables, I don't even know if it did have anything to make it 480p or anything. So
Yeah.
I'm not even sure. But I mean, it looked good then, and like yeah, it looks even better now. I'm actually a little shocked that well, technically it did have a two, but it was on the DS, right?
Oh
Um,
yeah, where you play the little pup, right?
yeah, or was that a prequel or something? Whatever. It was the second game, put like that. Yeah, but but it was yeah, but they never done a true Okami 2, which I always am pretty shocked about. That
Oh,
also
it's
people
considered a spiritual successor rather than a sequel.
okay. And I know like that people mentioned like years ago saying like, oh, maybe the sales and stuff, but I was like, I mean, I feel like now, maybe the timing because like this came out and timing of the new generation too. Like the new generation was about to
Yeah.
start, and like we're coming at the end. The PS3 was coming out later this year, so I feel like the timing was just probably I mean, it just came at the wrong time. I feel like it would have been much more popular at a different time, or if it did move on to the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 or whatever. But
Mm.
yeah, like this one of this is what another one like Beautiful Joe. Like I want them to go back to, um, like to bring another one of. But I mean, Beautiful Joe more so though. But Akami, yeah, that was a good like Zelda-ish game. Yeah, I really liked it. And the whole like you doing certain moves by moving the paintbrush a certain way, and that was pretty cool. Which was fitting, like the Switch got that. It's like, oh yeah, it makes sense to Switch to have a game like this.
Mhm.
And did you have it for the Switch
Yeah.
too?
Yeah, because I think I
Not the
played
Switch.
that's where
I
I was
said
playing it.
Switch. I mean the Wii. I'm sorry. It makes sense for the
Oh,
Wii to have the paintbrush stroke stuff.
I
Did you?
I don't remember if I did.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if you did or not because I know it came to the Wii. And people was like, "Oh, you can do the paint sponge stuff with the Wii remote," and it's like, yeah, that makes sense for that.
I don't think I did because I was just looking at, that's the one that famously had the IGN watermark on the cover of it because they just took like a screenshot from IGN and made the cover.
Oh wow,
So
that is
I
crazy.
don't think I have that. Yeah,
That
I
is
don't think I
weird
have
that
that.
a company, the actual company, would do that.
It's crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So that's it, man, for 2006. So now we're going back to 1996, 30 years ago. We got Jumpin' Flash 2, which is a sequel to the first 3D platformer.
Yeah,
And
and
you
the
play
only
as
reason
a
I highlighted this, Dominic, is partially because I didn't even realize there was a Jumping Flash 2, and everybody seems to be like super excited about Jumping Flash 1 nowadays. Like it's some big important game. So
well, it was the first
that's
one. I mean, I
which
mean,
I
that's all.
get, but like nobody ever
Was it
talks
a
about
good
it like
game
that.
though?
They just talk about like Jumping Flash. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know about Jumping Flash. Like I never even heard of it until a whole lot of years later. Um,
Yeah.
like the first, I always thought Mario was like the first one, and if there was one, it wasn't that good. So when I heard Jumping Flash,
Yeah.
the first one, I say it wasn't that good, and I mean, some people say it's good, but I don't know. I never played it, so. But this one got ranked. Well, it's on Game Rankings. Says 80%. I don't see a Metacritic score. IGN gave it an 8 out of 10.
That's not
Um,
bad then. Yeah.
Edge gave it a 7 out of 10, though. I mean, with 70, I mean, I think that 70 is still good. I mean, actually, I don't know what Edge standards are, but
I
I'm
feel
just
like
going
Edge
by,
is usually relatively harsh on stuff.
yeah. I mean, they are they're the pinnacle, Daniel. They are like the elitists of the game community magazines. The oh man, I just left the page here. Let me close that.
Oh.
All right. The who else? Famitsu. That Famitsu gave it a 8 out of. Well, they got different scores. Now I don't know if it's based on like it came on different systems, but it got like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Maybe they have multiple reviewers. I don't know. I don't see anything that's really that I really well Game Revolution. I don't know who they are, but they give it A-. I mean, they got some decent scores. Yeah, they got some. Well, I don't see like Game Informer up here or anything. But yeah. I mean, I guess it's one like as far as PlayStation. I mean, PlayStation didn't have a. Well, they had 3D platforms, but like there weren't really like big known ones. I guess you would say, and I guess Jumping Flash is one of the big ones, and it was published by them, but they done nothing with this
I was
since
gonna say, where's
PlayStation
our
One,
Jumping
right?
Flash sequel then? What are we doing?
Yeah, threequel, I guess. But
Wow.
yeah, they haven't done no Jumping Flash. After two, I mean, I don't know if they've done anything. Yeah, I haven't seen this on PlayStation Two. Like PlayStation Two, they didn't do anything with Jumping Flash. I mean, I haven't seen anything worth mentioning anything unless it's something only in
Yeah.
Japan. And yeah, like I said, that's the only thing I would. That's the only reason. Like when I hear that title, I think, oh, it's the first 3D platform ever made. Um, And that's it, man. Like there's really nothing else for the month of April. So then we're gonna get to a new month when we get to the next podcast. Talk about new games. So we're gonna take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get to the gaming news. What we got?
All right. First up, Dominic, it looks like the Steam controller, at the very least, might be coming out soon. There's been some leaks that have dropped. Basically, some review, a review that is slipped out of the embargo. We don't know what the embargo is. We don't know what day it's supposed to be releasing, but it seems like it could be very soon. One of the details we did get out of this review, though, is that it will be $99. That is obviously pretty expensive for a controller, but not that unreasonable compared to what controllers are costing nowadays, first party controllers at least.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah,
one,
exactly.
remember, does come with the dock and all that stuff. Now, if you compare it to like an 8-bit do controller, then yeah, it doesn't seem like a great price. They are doing, the haptic touchpad stuff. There is some extraness to this controller. I'm still very tempted to buy it because it looks like a neat thing. But I'm not totally sold on it at $100 per se.
Mhm.
What do you think first, just generally of that controller, and then secondly of that price?
Well, I have not even looked at it. Let me see what this controller is.
It's basically like a Steam Deck split in half, or without the screen. It's kind of angular because they do have like a big portion where the D-pad, not the D-pads, but the extra pads are for the touch stuff.
Yeah. Okay, I see it now. I'm looking at it. I mean, it looks all right. Would I buy it? No. Like I would still buy either a PlayStation or a Xbox controller.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly. Yeah. So
I do appreciate the fact that instead of like the original controller where, they had basically replaced the D-pad with these touchpads, this has all the controls as well as that. And interestingly, similar to a PlayStation controller, it has that D-pad in the prominent position as opposed to like the Xbox controller that
yeah.
has the analog stick, which I it might just be my preference for Xbox controllers, but I think I've always liked the offset analog stick with the most of the games I'm playing have, well, it depends now. Now I kind of go in more in the indie direction where a lot of them are 2D, but there was a very long time there where most of the games I'm playing, I'm using the left stick more than I am the D-pad, so I'd prefer it be in a more, prominent place for my hand. And I've been kind of surprised that PlayStation has never moved in that direction. Um,
The
this
Now they
also
have
does have. Sorry,
the
go
mag.
ahead.
Okay, so do these other controllers have the magnet thumbsticks or not?
No first party controllers have the fancy thumbsticks just yet. So
Okay.
that is an advantage of this. There's also, they have the back paddles, I believe. And it also has gyro built in, so similarly
Yeah, I see
to
that.
the PlayStation controllers, it's got that stuff. Um so yeah, if this finds its way to being discounted, I could see myself being interested in grabbing one of these eventually. I think I would wait to see first, though, how what its compatibility is, because something like this where it's got the gyro stuff built in. I wouldn't mind having this as like an additional controller that I could play Switch games on, because I like the fact that the PlayStation basically has all the functionality of a Switch controller. So therefore, if you have like the 8-bit do dongle, which I do, I can use that as a more traditional controller as opposed to like getting an entirely new controller for the Nintendo Pro controller, um or anything like that. So we'll see. I think the $99 pricing probably bodes pretty poorly for anybody hoping that the Steam machine is going to be super affordable. I think we're definitely looking at a machine that's probably going to be in the thousands.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
just
it's
like,
like affordable compared to PCs.
yeah,
That's what it's gonna be.
yeah, affordable compared to PCs, but honestly, like, I mean, that's the thing. Depending on what the performance for that is versus like a
It's gotta be
PlayStation
significantly better
5.
than a PS5 Pro. If it's not that significantly more powerful than a PS5 Pro, I I don't know, man. That's a little disappointing because I mean, because of how much it costs now for a PS5 Pro. It's like I'm thinking like, dude,
Well, that's the thing is if a PlayStation 5 Pro is almost $1,000, if this thing comes in at just $1,000, it's almost like it's a bargain as long as it runs better
Well,
than,
I hope it is. That's what I'm saying. I hope it runs better.
yeah,
If it doesn't, or like if it's really close, like I don't want it to be close. I want it to be better.
yeah,
I need this to be like really that much better than that one.
absolutely. All right, Dominic. In some other news, this one has been creeping around for a very long time. Rumors of an Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake coming out. It's finally been officially confirmed. It's coming out July 9th. It's called Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. They're obviously doing updated graphics. They're actually updating the gameplay.
I see
Sounds like
screenshots. Is
significantly.
there any video?
Yes, there was a Ubisoft like a 20 to 30 minute video I watched this morning of it. The thing for me is, that game came out during the PlayStation 4, around the launch. It was also a PlayStation 3 game. I played it as one of my first PlayStation 4 games. And this is one of those games that at the time looked good enough that like right now I look at these videos and I'm like, that's just the game that I played. Like, and when they show them side by side,
Oh, I see the
there's
difference
an
when I see side by side.
improvement, but I don't know that there's a big enough improvement that I'm like, whoa, I need to play
Oh,
this.
no, not.
Um,
I don't think it's that. No.
yeah. It looks good though, but I think it speaks more to my memory of what that game originally looked like, in that I thought, that looked good at the time. Now I think the gameplay changes though are a bigger thing. They allow for crouching anywhere now. They also have changed the combat to be like more of an action focused thing. I don't honestly remember what the combat was back then. I want to say it was probably pretty close to Brotherhood, which was kind of a wait until somebody attacks you, press the button to counter them, and then you'll pull off like an execution style kill, basically. So yeah, they're adding some other content too, some like new sea shanties, some new shipmates that also have gameplay implications if you go through their like story missions. This is the last like great Assassin's Creed game from that style of Assassin's Creed games, as far as I am concerned. Now, I never played Syndicate, and I think people will argue that that one was good as well. But this was, for me, the one that got me back onto the series after I kind of fell away from 3 pretty significantly. I don't know that I have enough nostalgia or desire to go back to it though. It's not full price. It's a $60 game instead of a $70 game, but
Whatever. That's full price. I consider
that's
$70
still,
just more expensive, but $60 is full price, man. That's
yeah,
not a deal. Get the hell out
right.
of it.
Exactly. It's not, yeah. So I'm glad they're doing it, I guess. Let more people play this game, and especially because like I think those gameplay changes will be significant. I think if you go back to that game nowadays, it probably feels its age more than a lot of games, cuz even at the time I was saying, like, after playing Batman Arkham Asylum and then going and trying to play like Unity, I think it was at the time, where I didn't have control of my crouch, versus Batman where I did. And I'm like, this is supposed to be a stealth game, yet I can't even choose when I want to be in stealth mode and when I don't. I have to like find huge tufts of grass or whatever. Even then, in that day and age, it was feeling pretty archaic. So I would imagine going back nowadays to that game would be a bit rough. So I'm glad they are doing what feel like pretty significant gameplay upgrades and quality of life stuff there. So yeah, what do you think, Dominic? I mean, the ship combat was really awesome in that game too. But what do you think? Any level of excitement for this?
Not really, because
No.
It's been too long, and it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I know usually when you want something like remaster something, you want it to be long, like long
Yeah.
time since it came out. But it's just that because it's one of those series that because Assassin's Creed always thought you with like it's part of a larger story. So
Yeah.
I want more so stuff added, like yeah, do something that's like Black Flag, but it's another story, like or what I thought what they were going to do with that pirate game was like make a real pirate game, like a regular pirate game, its own game, but just with the elements of what Black Flag had with the whole pirate ship aspect, you know.
They did it
Just
with Skull and Bones and it failed, Dominic.
that's what I'm saying. Like they should, Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones was like a MMO-ish kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it was an online
And that's the
thing.
funny thing is like initially we thought that's what Skull and Bones was going to be. And then Skull and Bones ended up being a stripped down version of it. Like there was no like exploration as a pirate.
Yeah, and
the
I wanted that. Yeah, I still want a story to it. Like I just want this game. Like I want what Black Flag did, but just like a different story. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's good. Like yeah, I mean, if you want to go back to that, but I don't know. I don't really care to go back to play this game again right now. That's right now. I just until maybe some years ago, I would have.
Once it hits Game Pass, though, then
Like I
I'll
said,
play.
I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I'm not going to spend money on it. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm not going to spend money on it. It's something. Yeah, it would have to be something free. And even then, by the time it does get the Game Pass, because it'll be on Ubisoft Plus or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I play because I might be play something else. Yeah, I mean, because I played the game. Because now I'm at the point where, look, man, I want to play either something new or if I'm gonna go back to play something, it's gonna be one of my favorite games I'm gonna play. And I mean, Black Flag I really did like, but I also wanted like that was the only part I really liked. That's the thing. That was the ship stuff was the only stuff I liked. I didn't every time I got on the ground and do other stuff, I didn't care. I was like, okay, yes, sir, get through this, but get back on the ship and back and just go shoot some other stuff down. So that's why I was hoping that they'll actually make a game that I actually more into the story now and into the off the ship stuff and I still got this. But like whatever. I was hoping I kind of hope like, hey, you can just do an original story and just make the ship stuff have the ship stuff there now. But I guess not. I guess not, but whatever. So
maybe they did this work
to
move things in the direction of making another ship pirate.
I'm done with that whole thing. The whole thing of like, hey, we have to go do something that's already been done, and then from there we can go forward. I don't believe it anymore. I don't believe that happens.
It's hard to believe it anymore. Nobody's doing it anymore. Yeah.
So I don't. So that whole thing of like, hey, like I see still people doing things like, hey, you have to buy this. So they go. I still see people say that, and I'm like, no, you don't. It's like, don't. It's like whatever. It's like if I don't want it, and I want something else, and you tell me, I have to buy this first one. No, then fine. I just won't get what I want because I'm not going to waste my money on something that I sort of care for, but don't really want it now. Like I want something different. I'm not going to waste my money on that for it to be potentially like you just don't do anything new. Like you don't make that other pirate game or whatever. And like, so no, man. I mean, I'll let y'all do it. Y'all go ahead and buy this. And maybe they'll make a Black Flag 2 or something like a sequel or some game where it had the elements of that where I'd really like. That's something new. But
Assassin's Creed 4 too.
Yeah. I mean, look,
what's funny about the story stuff, Dominic, is they're taking out all the modern day, like you were a game developer part of this. So I guess it's just straight Edward to the vein stuff.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess that, I want to say that. I mean, I guess you could do that because it's like, well, that story's
That
already
stuff
over.
was so innocuous that it didn't really matter to the story. At that point, they had already killed Desmond, so it wasn't really like they were doing
That
anything with
was,
the
I mean, that was
overall.
always awful to me. That like
Yeah,
once Desmond died, that was, and plus it was just done poorly to me when I
yeah,
got to that point. And like it's yeah, like they started really good with that whole concept, and then it just fell apart.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because the first one was like really cool and kind of novel, but not great. Like there were gameplay issues with that, and then two, they really kind of like nailed it.
Yeah,
And then Brotherhood and all of the
they
Ezio
made it
games.
because they've always making like he's learning, and so I'm like, oh, so we will get to a point where
He's going to
it's
be
going to
coming
be
assassin.
current time because like
Yeah, modern day.
he's yeah, which is fine. Like you don't like it doesn't have to be. I was like, why did it? Did all the games have to be something that takes place in the past? That could be a concept, but you also could have make it a modern day, like Assassin's Creed, where you do the stuff in modern day. How is that not good? Why is that?
Yeah,
How's that? Like I don't get that.
because you were already building portions of the game around that. Like you were designing modern day levels. They were
Yeah,
relatively small sections, but yeah, and
and
then
it's
to
not
just
like
be
oh, from
done
now
with it.
on we have to be modern day. No, I mean, like I said, you could have done something with a story. I don't know what you would do, but if you want to do another game, like yeah, you go back in the past, but also just to see some, I don't know, some progression to that story, and they just like threw it away. They killed Desmond,
Yeah,
and I don't even know what this they did after that. Like how they do, I don't know what it was. It just got to be so like um it wasn't so much more science. It was more spiritual stuff. I don't know. It was like something that more of a fantasy that it didn't make yeah, it kind of didn't make sense for me. It kind of lost it for me.
yeah,
Actually, I think it lost it when they made the girl an enemy. Like she was the enemy the whole
yeah.
time. I think that's where they lost it for me.
They turned
I think that's where
Veronica Mars on you, and next thing you know,
yeah, I think that's where it lost it because it was like, wait a minute, she was already working for them, so oh, she's not really. They're like, oh, she's not really working for them. They're like, oh no, she is working for them, and it's like,
yeah.
what?
That's all because they wanted her off the project because she leaked all the information. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
that's the story.
Uh, I think some people have speculated as to that because she had said some stuff about the game that she wasn't supposed to ahead of time.
Oh,
I think the previous game maybe, but yeah, I don't know how much credence that has. But yeah, it definitely does. I mean, like I understand why people might come up with that because like it very much felt kind of out of nowhere that's what they did, and then just the Desmond stuff after
I
that.
mean, yeah, looking at this game, I mean, yeah, it looks good. It looks good and everything.
Yeah,
I'll say like, oh, like yeah, people enjoy this, so just goes out and people enjoy it.
I hope this is a good remake of their game. Now if
Yeah,
Ubisoft can go back and just fix Prince of Persia.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
what happened there? Like why they can do this for this game, but what is Prince of Persia too old? They weren't able to
It
do
was
it.
too, well, it was too well, yeah, that was too much to they had, we
It
didn't
was
they're
too
making a
much
whole new
work.
game,
Yeah.
basically. But even
All right,
still,
Dominic.
yeah,
Last.
that was
Yeah,
I mean, it's the Prince of Persia thing, man, is yeah, that's just so bad because yeah, like what happened in that project?
because it's funny when they were talking to the people working on this game. It's Ubisoft Singapore, and I think Ubisoft Singapore is the one who did Skull and Bones, but I also want to say, like, I thought at one point they were the ones that got handed the Prince of Persia thing after somebody else did not do good with it. So I don't know. Seems very odd, Dominic.
All right.
All right, last piece of news I got here, Dominic, and this is kind of a follow up to last week's speculation. But it turned from speculation into real world stuff pretty much immediately. Xbox is has now at this point dropped the price of Game Pass. And as such, they are doing so by removing Call of Duty. Well, they're not removing Call of Duty. Call of Duty that is on there right now is remaining on there, but this year's Call of Duty will not be launching on Game Pass. It will come at some point during next year's holiday season, is what they said. As someone who is not a big Call of Duty guy, I'll accept it. I'll take a cheaper Game Pass with one game being removed. Like that's fine for me.
Yeah, I'll take it too. Because especially because it'll come eventually. Which to me, it feels like that's how slow they're putting out these Activision games anyway. All
Exactly.
these old and so I'm like, yeah. I mean, I don't need a Call of Duty right away. I mean, I don't play it really, so that's all good. Like to make it a little bit cheaper. I mean, because it's not cheap as what it was before, but it's also added stuff. It's also they did add stuff, so it's stuff I don't really care about, like the Fortnite stuff. But
now, if we could have that removed too and get this back below $20, you know what I mean?
Like I said, yeah.
I don't need League of Legends characters. I don't need any of that stuff. Yeah. So it is $22.99 now a month, down from $29.99. So a pretty significant decrease in cost there. Now, in addition to this, they also have dropped the Microsoft gaming branding and are going back to Xbox. It seems like Asha Sharma, being in charge of Xbox, she's making a lot of the moves to ingratiate herself, to get some goodwill out of the fans. You know, she's also talking about, looking at, exclusivity. Like the reality is, if it makes sense for Microsoft, they will have some exclusive titles. If it doesn't make sense for Microsoft from a business standpoint, then they won't. It's got nothing to do with respecting the gamers or the Xbox brand or the Xbox loyalist. It's not going to be any of that. It's just going to be a numbers game.
Saying, like if it's not, if your base is not enough, I want to put the games out somewhere else.
Yeah,
it's like now, I want to put on multiple places. Like I'm not going to just rely on this. Like if it's not enough people, to really cover or at least project like the projections we want.
Now, like you said, this is a price drop and is, a positive sign, and it is going to get them some good press. But it's still not as cheap as it was, and it does add some stuff, but is it stuff that everybody wants? There's now some talk going around that there's going to be like a Discord package with possibly like Xbox Core or Xbox Game Pass Core or whatever. That's the one that has like the couple of titles that are first party stuff that are relatively old, but gives you a games library or something. I was listening to a podcast this week and they were talking about this and like the move to the next Xbox and how the next Xbox, potentially it just being a PC, that's going to complicate things for them as far as like getting people to pay for online video games, because that is something that they still do outside of some of the free to play things like Fortnite. And it got me thinking, like, maybe Microsoft wasn't so dumb in their, moving away from the Xbox Live branding and shifting it to an Xbox Game Pass Core kind of thing. Because now, even if it is a PC where people expect to be able to play their games online for free, well, that's not really what you're paying for in the service. What you're paying for is the library, and so they can actually kind of pivot the messaging there. So, like, maybe credit to them. They did a smart thing. It isn't like a nice and genuine thing, but it is, from a branding standpoint thing, maybe a smart move for them. So we'll see how people feel if this does end up just being an Xbox or a PC and people have to pay for online. It's not something, because I'm here for the games catalog, it's not something I ever really think about. I mean, I'm also not playing online that often anymore. But it is kind of funny that I just like I don't think about that really anymore, that people still have to pay to play online, whether it be with PlayStation Plus or Xbox. It's such kind of an archaic thing because the PC has never really had that we're still doing that in this day and age, paying these console makers, especially when like they don't really have much to do with needing, like, the game developers are building the infrastructure for their games. I'm paying my ISP for the access to the internet. Why are Microsoft and PlayStation getting their beaks wet off of this just for me to play online games? Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
especially
Yeah,
now.
I feel like they can go back. Like they don't need it. They don't need the
Yeah.
money now. They don't need the money for that.
Because like there was a time where it's like, okay, Xbox Live, they build out this voice communication stuff. They've got the parties and the chats and all that. But like now everybody's just playing on Discord, right? Like they're not using any of that built-in stuff anymore. So like, why do I need to give you a cut? Like it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So I don't know. Xbox still to me is a pretty tarnished brand from a console standpoint. Like there's no reason in this current day and age at the prices that it is to buy an Xbox. A little easier for me to say having a PC that plays these games and a PlayStation that plays these games.
But I still feel like you still go for PlayStation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the thing. Because that is an option now, that there's no point in buying an Xbox. Hopefully Asha Sharma and her team can figure out a way to convince people otherwise. I kind of hope she doesn't, because I like a future where I don't have to own two distinct pieces of hardware to play some of the exclusives on this and some of the exclusives on that. Now, I would like a piece of hardware to compete, though.
I was okay with them being exclusive, because also now that since this stuff is too expensive, like it's the difference. Like, because y'all charging too much for stuff now that it's getting to a point where I can't afford to do it both like I used to. I used to be able to have both.
I am okay with them having a successful piece of hardware. That would be great, because then you can compete with Sony and have maybe some consumer friendly, pricing, because of like, oh, we have to lower our prices. I just don't know that that's possible, whether they have a successful piece of hardware or not, because the reality is like, what is Microsoft's motivation for having a successful piece of hardware? Because if their games don't sell on the Xbox, they will sell on the PlayStation, and they win either way. So that's why, like, ever since the beginning of this like pivot, to me, it's just like, well, it doesn't even make sense for them to make hardware anymore. Like it just doesn't. And maybe some guy in the back room of Microsoft says there is a reason, and that's why they are still doing it. There's got to be, at the end of the day, it's all money. But I don't know if that person's as smart as they think they are, if that's the case, right?
Yeah.
Businesses can make poor decisions, as it turns out, even if they are based off of money. Sometimes those aren't the right decisions to make the money that they want, as evidenced by all of Microsoft's decisions. I'm to circle back, glad the Game Pass price is come down to a more reasonable thing. The unfortunate thing is eventually that's going to creep back up, just like the email that I feel like I get every month from like one of the subscription services I have, whether it be Disney or Netflix or whatever. Like, I don't even know what the Disney price is at this point, but I remember when it was like $6.99 and I was telling myself like, oh, that's fine. I'll pay that every month. I'm going to have a kid soon. She's going to love, I'm going to make her love all of this Disney bullshit that I grew up with. And now it's probably like $15, right? So, yeah, maybe I need to start looking at that. And then they try and wrap ESPN in there and Hulu, but then they want to give you the commercial versions. And it's like, well, I don't want that. So what are we doing here? How much is it? $100 for the non-commercial versions? Get out of my face. Anyway, Dominic, did you see anything else this week that needed to be addressed news-wise?
Let me see. Don't think so.
Soros reviews are getting out there nowadays.
Oh yeah, I see that.
It's coming out next week. That's getting pretty good scores from what I've seen so far. 9.25 out of Game Informer. I think IGN's was high too.
I know.
IGN actually gave it a 7.
Oh wow.
So it's an awful piece of trash, Dom.
I'd see that. Oh yeah. There's a battlefield movie I think might be in the works.
Oh, so a generic war movie.
So I mean, like with Call of Duty, Call of Duty got something going on too. So it's like they both got something going on.
Let me tell you how I don't need either of those.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Maybe do something interesting with Call of Duty if you did like a Black Ops movie, I guess. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still just going to be kind of a movie that's already been made 50 million times, but there's a little more to it there. But Battlefield,
Splatoon Raiders.
Oh yeah, they did. I'm sorry, they did do that. This whole like Nintendo not doing Nintendo Directs and just like putting news out via their app, I overlook that very easily. Clearly, I got to get on the app, so I'm like getting spoon fed that stuff. Yeah, this is like a single player focused kind of Splatoon game. And you know what? That's a good way to get me interested in a Splatoon game. I know all those other games have had single player modes, and that last one sounded like it was pretty good, especially with like the expansion stuff. But I just never got around to giving it a shot. And yeah, this looks kind of all right. I'm relatively intrigued by what they do with a single player Splatoon thing in a more fleshed out fashion.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, I gotta look at this. I'm just saying this now. I seen it mentioned. I forgot to go read up on it. But yeah, I was hoping like you had it up here.
Yeah, basically like there's a roguelike mode to it. Is my understanding, and then there is also just kind of like a single player.
And this is coming out this year?
Kind of like wave stuff. Yeah, it's coming out in July on the 23rd. So
the company says
is filling out their roster a bit.
Oh, they're doing an update of something for 3. And it says, as for Switch 2 players, an upgrade will bring improved visuals, including better resolution and more. The company says this update won't affect play abilities between Switch and Switch 2 players when it launches on June 12th. This is also review Urchin Underpass, a map from the first Splatoon game. Will be coming into Splatoon 3. Also,
did they say that's a free update with the DLC?
If it did, it don't say right here.
Okay.
But usually with the maps it's free because they just come in. The maps, because everybody gets the maps. All right. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. we'll get into new releases here. Dominic, we got Tides of Tomorrow. This is a game that was shown on the Xbox ID IGN stream.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It kind of
Dragon Ball Z
reminded me.
Xenoverse. I'm sorry. Before you get to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 has also been announced. It's coming next year though. So yeah, I was like, darn. I was like, come on, man. It's like, what you gonna do with this? I said, what is? Yeah, I wonder what this game's gonna be. Like, what's this gonna be different from the other ones?
Yeah. It's gonna be more Dragon Ball, Dominic. What Dragon Ball has come out between Xenosaga, Xenoverse
it's been 10 years?
2 and 3?
It's been 10 years since 2? Good God.
What? Oh no. Oh no. I don't like the sound of that. Meanwhile, there's been nothing new to Dragon Ball in the last 10 years.
I played a lot of Xenoverse 1.
Yeah.
But darn, I didn't realize it's been 10 years.
What was the one they did in between there then? They definitely did a different one. Where you like changed
it was just Kakarot. It was just Kakarot. They had Kakarot.
Okay, they did Kakarot. Didn't they do another one? Or is Kakarot the one I'm thinking of where you can like change the storylines of how Dragon Ball goes?
Xenoverse is that.
Okay.
That is Xenoverse.
And there hasn't been one since 2? Oh my God. Maybe I'm just thinking of Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero, isn't that like the phone game though?
No. Well, there is a phone game. I forgot what it's called, but there has been one recently. The most recent one is you're still playing as those characters. I guess. Well, here's the thing. I think in both. Well, you know what? Sparking Zero you can change. Yeah, it does change. You do change like what could possibly happen, but you also do that in Xenoverse though. Well, Xenoverse you play as a created character. You play as a created character, but you still change. Yes, it's just that Sparking is like I guess you play as the characters, and
okay.
This is all the same shit. This looks better.
Yeah. I think that's what's confusing me is like I definitely remember a more recent 3D arena style Dragon Ball fighting
people love
game.
This stuff, man. I just find like, oh wow, I'm totally different from what these people like because they don't like the fighting game, the Fighter Z. Some of those guys don't like Fighter Z. That's like I wanted this. I want to go where the camera can barely follow me. It's so fucking weird.
And everything just feels like a cutscene.
Yeah, I was like, how are you? It's like, really? Are you really? How are you good at this game? Like, how do you know if you're good at this game or not? Because I'm like, I just feel like you're pressing buttons. Like, is anybody really trying or anything? Because I don't like, because you can't follow anything. Like, how do you play it? Like, how do you feel like to say whatever? Like, it's just like chaos. like you're looking at sometimes.
Yep.
Like I'm not really. Yeah, it's like maybe I'm locked on because the thing is locked on, but I'm not really looking at the ball going at hitting him. I'm just pressing the button because the camera hasn't caught up to get around so I can see what he's doing. Yeah, Sparking Zero. Yeah, that's the one. Series and raised it to a whole new levels. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, it looks better. It looks better than the other one, it does some things. I don't know. I mean, it looks good. I mean, I did play this. I mean, I think it looks good. But it's just the same stories. Well, now it's got some of Super now, so I guess you got that. Oh, it's Bandai Namco Golden Week sale.
Oh.
Give me some One Punch Man. Look at this. Because this is probably just like Dragon Ball. So it was like a fighting game, man. It's actually pretty cool, but nope. I see it going 3D, like going around. Nope. Not my kind of game. All right. So what's new releases.
Yeah, new releases. We got Tides of Tomorrow that showed up at the Xbox ID IGN show. It looks kind of interesting. It reminds me visually of No Man's Sky. It's very like sci-fi but bright colors. But apparently it is a first-person adventure game that has asynchronous multiplayer where you basically connect to other people's worlds and you see like visions of how other players have interacted with the world.
Yes,
It sounds
I looked this game
kind of
up.
cool.
It sounds kind of cool, but from what I've read is that it kind of the little downside is that it kind of spoils it for you because it basically tells you what the player did,
right?
And then it says like, "Oh, this player he didn't save this thing, so saves people. So now people are going to be angry with you." So it's almost like you're kind of forced to choose something different because just to be different with the story. It's
right.
It's like it's cool, but it has I mean it's weird. Like it's like I do want to try something like this, but then I was like, oh, I wish it was on Game Pass. I was hoping it was like, oh, I hope this comes to Game Pass or something. So I can just try it out.
Does feel like it has all the markings to end up on Game Pass eventually, but yeah, to not be on there at launch. All right, then we do have a Game Pass title here, Dominic Kiln, which you mentioned earlier is the new Double Fine game multiplayer where you design your pottery and then you try and take that online and win the day. And then we also have another Game Pass game, Vampire Crawlers, which you mentioned earlier as well, out on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Oh yeah,
that's one I'm definitely going to try and give a try. What's that?
Okay. Like back to Ties of Tomorrow. What I mean by like it spoils it is that because it tells you, it lets you know that, like the possible alternatives you can do in the story because it already tells you that the person did this before you even start really getting into it. So it's like, oh, they did not like because the guy said like he went to an island, like going somewhere. It says the person you're following did not save this person, and like you didn't even start yet. Like so, you already know that. Oh, there's something.
Well, I don't want to do that. Yeah,
there's a possibility. Like or I mean, you don't know what it's about, but it's like it's like the possibilities of what you can do, and it's like well, usually with that, like these kind of stories, you kind of want to just find out. So that kind of
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it still sounds a cool concept though, but I guess maybe and maybe it still turned out to be pretty cool, even with that. But yeah, I can see that. It's like, oh yeah, I can see how that could be a problem.
Yeah, and maybe this ends up being like a nice, kind of learning game for them, right? Like this is their first this style game. They nailed some of the things. They didn't quite nail some of the other things. They take this and then the next one's like really good.
Steals their idea and do a better one.
Or exactly. This is video games. Everybody,
yeah.
Every concept is built on another concept. So yeah, but it's 7s, 8s, like not too bad review wise. So yeah, worth keeping an eye on. And yeah, those are our video games for the week. Dominic, anything else for the people?
Nah, man, I'm good.
All right. Thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStallworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at SupaPod.com. We're also on Blue Sky at SupaPod.com, at RegulusMB.sky.social, and at DinoMan at DominicStallworth.bluesky.social. We also have a website. You can check us out there. It has links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, and all of the audio places like iTunes, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Audible. And until next time, guys, we'll talk to you later.
All right, see you.